Hello,
Hello,
everyone. Happy Saturday. Hopefully, everyone is having a great Saturday so far. And thanks for spending your Saturday with us. This is the best way to spend our Saturday is live on YouTube with all of you. And Heidi's here, which is so fun.
Yay.
Isn't that so great? So fun. So we're all here hanging out. We got some special guests. It's going to be a jam-packed show. So like Kay said somewhere, I think it was the first comment here, ready for the long night, got snacks and a drink. It's going to be fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully not as long as mine and Austin's song bracket, because that was like 3 hours long, but who knows how this could go once we all get going and chatting. So we'll welcome some friends in, but first let's welcome in our special guest friends, Caitlin and Austin from Magically Caitlin. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Is that no good to say? Is that why you're laughing at me?
No, because I donked Austin in the thing right before.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Thanks for being here, guys. We're so excited.
Thanks for having us.
Me and Austin went like solo the other time, and now we got all four of us here. So this is going to be so great. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new. And go check out Caitlin's channel. I just posted it there in the chat, so you can check her out if you already aren't subscribed and following along. We'll welcome everyone else in, and if you're watching this stream after, thank you so much for watching. Simone's World, welcome in. Oh, sorry, supposed to be hello. Kay, welcome in as well. I said hello earlier. Steve, welcome in. Happy Travel Vlogs. Welcome in. Magical Castle Company. Welcome in. Anna and I are together on Hilton Head Island. Ooh, very, very cool. Love it. Caroline, welcome in. And yes, had to represent your shirt for Sidekicks, of course. Tacey, welcome in. Thanks for being here. And then Alexis is here. Welcome. Thanks for being here. 25 friends here in the chat. So definitely like and join us along in the live chat here down below. Of course, this has been our theme of the month for March, is doing some brackets because it's March Madness, if you follow that sort of thing. So got to keep up with those. And Justine, welcome in. Thanks for being here. So I think we just got to get into this because we got a lot of sidekicks here to go. We're going to rank some sidekicks, do a little bracket. There's going to be some controversy. There's going to be some drama, as always. We all know how this is going to go. We're all excited. So are we ready for this? Caitlin's ready. Yeah. Caitlin was like, if you don't have anyone, can I come on? And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, of course. Because I know that Caitlin's probably got some stuff to say here about some sidekicks. Forky, welcome in as well. And thank you so much for being here. So without further ado, share my other screen. Do this. It is time for a bracket battle. And of course, our bracket today is episode number 26 of our Sunny Sit Down show. And we are ranking Disney sidekicks. There'll be heroes and villains and characters who maybe some of you will think are not sidekicks, or we didn't add some that are actually sidekicks. I tried my best and did some research and looked up stuff. And I consulted with Heidi. Heidi on a few of these was like, what are you doing? That's not a sidekick. And I'm like, I don't know. The internet says otherwise. So we shall see if any of these are not sidekicks, and I shouldn't have included them. But as we all know, where is this going? We all know how this works. We're going to share our little bracket, and we're going to do the left side of the bracket first, and then we'll move on to the right side of the bracket, just like every other time, except for when I did the Pixar movies. All of these are in a random order, so I just let the bracket like spit everything out. So yeah, we'll see if there's any matchups that are exciting to start. So here we go. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Everybody give their thumbs up in the chat. We're good. Let's do this thing. Our first matchup is going to be Dante from Coco and Ray from Princess and the Frog. Very interesting. And we'll kind of go this way, of course. We can chat about it. If anybody wants to go first, you chime on in. If you don't have much to say, then you just can give your choice. And of course, myself, Heidi, Austin, and Caitlin will all each have a vote, and then everybody who's in the chat as well. So Heidi, do you want to go first? What do you think about this, Dante or Ray?
I'm going to vote for Ray because I don't have much to say about Dante and because I like Ray.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's all.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm Team Heidi on that one.
Yeah.
Ray has much more
Well, yeah,
involved.
I was gonna say, like, I'm voting Ray because I feel like if if Dante was maybe with another character that didn't talk, maybe he might have had more of a fighting chance, but I feel like Ray, actually, he propels the story a bit more.
There we go. I agree. Well, of course, I'm going to vote for Ray because I love Ray, and I think he is such a great sidekick. We'll check on everybody else in here in the chat. Tacey says Ray. Caden says Ray will shine bright. Jason, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Votes for Dante. Simone's World with a vote for Ray. Magical Castle Company voting for Ray. Happy Travel Vlogs voting for Dante. Justine says Ray all the way. Caroline, Ray all the way. Kay says Ray. Kennedy with her classic emojis with the fire and the firefly. So we're going for Ray. Llama Floof welcome in says, let's start this bracket off strongly and vote for Dante. Uh-oh. I'm so sorry, Llama Floof. It's not looking so good so far. Forky says Ray for me and Katie. Molly, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Votes for Ray. Alexis says Dante came in clutch in the movie. In the afterworld, he gives hey vibes. LOL. That's fair. Jason and Leah, welcome in. They say tough start, 2 for Dante, and Steve says Ray all the way. So Ray will move on. I think that sidekicks are fun. Sidekicks are like my favorite, I think, in terms of like Disney characters. I'm drawn to like the sidekick. I don't know if anybody else is, but that's just me. So Ray is going to move on.
I feel like that was more split than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, me too. For sure. Jason with a good question says, by definition, is a sidekick supposed to propel the story? So in our ranking for sidekicks, we just added any character who's like a side character. Could be like, for example, like a princess has like a character that she has with her. That could be a sidekick. Could be somebody who's more of like a lead character, but is still a side character to a main character. Kind of confusing, but you'll see as you go. For example, Baymax would be considered here a sidekick after lots of research. What is going on?
Can you hear this?
Oh, there's an ad on here. Oh boy, what is going on here? Where is this ad? I'm so sorry.
We still don't know where.
We still don't know where the ad is from.
It's fine.
Oh boy,
the ad's gone.
I think
It's gone.
Well, hopefully another ad doesn't come up. Well, we're just gonna roll with it. So Baymax or Lewis from Princess and the Frog. Wow, starting off this day strong with a Huggies ad. Kennedy votes for Lewis. Tacey voting for Baymax. Caden with a vote for Lewis. Llama Floof voting for Baymax. This can't be close, Ken. I think it's going to be close. Caroline voting for Lewis. Happy Travel Vlogs for Lewis. Magical Castle Company voting for Lewis. Jason and Leah, 2 for Lewis. Wow. Justine voting for Baymax.
What?
Kay voting for Lewis. Simone's World voting for Lewis. Jason voting for Lewis. Steve says Baymax can't lose. He is almost a main character. Forky says Baymax ×2. Alexis says Shawn Mendes. Wait, no, Lewis. That's very funny. And Molly votes for Lewis. And thank you so much for being here, Molly. We love you as well. So we appreciate that. I'm honestly surprised by this vote so far. What do you guys think on this one?
This is disappointing. I am disappointed in the chat right now.
You are? Uh-oh.
It's gotta be Baymax.
I'm shocked.
Baymax is so good. I don't know if it's because maybe people don't consider Baymax as like a sidekick maybe, but he's so good.
I really like Lewis, and obviously I really like that movie, but come on.
So I guess Austin's voting Baymax. Caitlin's kind of looking like
I don't know. I'm torn. I don't know. I think I would vote. I don't know. Can we circle back to me?
Sure, Heidi.
I'm voting for Baymax. I love Baymax. And I'm honestly shocked because I thought Baymax had a fighting chance at this.
Me too. I like Baymax.
So I'm kind of sad, but it's okay.
I think that this is why Jason says, I don't consider Baymax a sidekick. So that's fair. I think some of these maybe we'll see if that rings true on a few others here, because I think that there are some who are considered sidekicks to the mainest character in the movie, but maybe aren't like a traditional sidekick, if that makes any sense. So, Caitlin, you're still torn?
I think I'm gonna vote for Baymax just because he, in comparison, I think I'm gonna try and follow a common theme of who is who does more for the story, and I feel like in comparison, like Big Hero 6 versus Princess and the Frog, like Baymax does more for that movie than Lewis does for
That's
Princess and the
fair.
Frog.
That's
Even
fair.
though I love Lewis.
Yeah. Well, I think that Lewis moves on
Yeah.
though, because there are way more votes here for Lewis. I think this is our first like upset alert. This like breaks the bracket, and Lewis is going to move on and take out Baymax in round 1, who I thought had a strong case to make it very, very far. So Lewis moving on.
Mm-hmm.
We got Timon and Pumbaa from Lion King. We put them together, and then exactly my reaction, Caitlin. Who is that? That would be Carl from Meet the Robinsons.
Brandon,
So-
I honestly thought you put somebody in there from Robots, like
I
the
know.
DreamWorks.
But it is in fact Carl from Meet the Robinsons, who I know nothing about. I'm going to guarantee there's going to be some people loving that movie in the chat, but I don't know. For me, Timon and Pumbaa all the way. I don't got to say too much about them, but I just love them.
Yeah, don't even know the other characters. So yeah, Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
Heidi, what about you?
Also,
Also Timon and Pumbaa. We'll
I
start
don't even know why you added this other person in.
because I'm trying to be fair to everybody.
Yeah, but
Everybody's
then we're just lengthening the live stream for no reason.
no, but it's, every movie has to be represented that has a sidekick considered. So I'm trying.
I don't think I've ever even seen Meet the Robinsons.
I don't know if I have either. It's been like a long time, I think, even if I have. This is like a weird one though, because I was gonna split up Timon and Pumbaa, but I feel like that they just like go together too well, that they're kind of just like a little duo that has to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that Timon and Pumbaa are gonna sweep this here. There's lots here, but Llama Floof says I vote for the Road as revenge vote for Baymax. But everyone else here so far, Timon and Pumbaa, so many votes. So Timon and Pumbaa moving on almost by a clean sweep.
Everybody's saying T and P is making me laugh because I'm thinking of toilet paper.
Yeah. So next up, this may be another who, but this is Pua from Moana, and then this other character is named Evan Rood from The Rescuers.
Why are you putting these things in?
Because
I didn't look at this.
For all you know, listen.
Before we got on
Listen.
this,
Bracket was not Heidi approved.
I was not a part of this.
This is my rationale. There could be someone in the chat that their favorite movie ever is The Rescuers,
Yeah,
and
but
this character Evan is a sidekick. And then if we don't include them, then it's like sad. Like I'd be sad if my favorite movie's sidekick's not in here.
okay.
But see, but some of these are close. So I mean, not close. Are going to be clean sweeps here, pretty much. So we don't got to
Okay.
talk about them too much.
Go ahead.
Llama Floof calling Pua oinkers.
No. Kennedy voting for Pua. Llama Floof is voting for Oinkers, aka Pua. Casey voting for Pua. Caroline voting for Pua. Molly says Pua, he is adorable. Wish he was in the film more, though. That is very, very fair. Alexis votes for the bug. See? Justine votes for Pua. He is so cute. Forky, 2 votes for Pua. Caden says the wee pig. Jason voting for Pua. Simone's World voting for Pua. Terry voting for Pua. Magical Castle. See, Kier. So Drew's Evan Rood. He is my favorite. Thank you. That is why Evan Rood is in here, because I knew that there'd be people who love it. Thank you very much. Jason and Leah, blame it on the pig too. Okay, with a vote for Pua. Caitlin and Austin, which way are you going?
Pua.
Yeah? Heidi?
Yeah.
Pua? Voting for Pua. But there were some votes for Mr. Evan Rood. So Pua, though, is moving on.
Oh my gosh.
There's going to be lots of who in this bracket for sure for some of us. The Seven Dwarfs.
You put the Seven Dwarfs in?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Based on the criteria, same as Baymax, and Sisu from Raya
There's
and the
7 of
Last
them.
Dragon. Yes,
That's
but
not really fair.
they're all together. It's okay.
Anyways.
It's okay. The Seven Dwarfs and Sisu from Raya. Caitlin, do you want to get this one started?
Sisu!
Ew.
Now,
She's a
Brandon,
good-
were you gonna put her in already, or was I a encouragement?
I really, really like her a lot. Like I remember seeing that movie. Like I think that she's my favorite part from that movie. And I think she's a great sidekick. So definitely she was in there. But
Get those dwarfs out of there.
I know. We'll see. Seven Dwarfs. people love. And by definition of a sidekick, they are a sidekick based on our definition for this bracket. Heidi, which way do you want to go? Sisu or the Seven Dwarfs?
I will vote for Sisu just because I think she's more of a sidekick than the Seven Dwarfs.
It's fair. So voting for Sisu. Austin?
Yeah, I'll vote for Sisu too.
Voting for Sisu.
Good choice.
I'm going to vote for Sisu as well because I think she is more of a sidekick. I think she is a really good sidekick, but I know that a lot of people love the dwarf. So we'll check the chat and we'll start. Llama Floof is voting for the army. Alexa says, I vote for the Gnomies. Magical Castle voting for the Seven Dwarfs. Tacey voting for Sisu. Magic in Michigan, welcome. Thanks for being here. They vote for the Seven Dwarfs. Simone's World voting for the Seven Dwarfs. Caroline voting for the Seven Dwarfs. Justine and Grace, welcome in, are voting for Sisu. Kennedy voting for the Seven Dwarfs, along with Kyrus Drews. And Kay, Llama Floof says Raya is the worst Disney movie of all time.
Llama Floof, we're not getting off on a good start.
Molly voting for the Seven Dwarfs. Terry voting for Sisu. Forky, I know, I'm sorry. I didn't want to split them up because that would just be way too much. We'll see how far that they make it. It's fair. Listen. There's a fine line when doing these brackets that like you have to include them, but you can't split them up. So it's one of those things. Stacy voting for the Seven Dwarfs, a classic. Welcome in. Jason and Leah, 14 Dwarfs. Caden voting for the Seven Dwarfs. And then Alexa says the Dwarf Army has entered the chat. And Jason voting for Sisu, and Forky votes for the Dwarfs because people call them grumpy. There we go. So the Dwarfs. Moving on, we'll see how far that logic of sidekicks comes. And I apologize if I've ruined this bracket based on these characters, but I did extensive research. I really, really did, to be honest.
Brandon, watch, the dwarves are going to win this whole thing now.
No, they're not. There's no way. No way. Sven from Frozen and Hugo, what are their names? Hugo, Victor, and Laverne from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the gargoyles.
Sven.
Yeah, Sven.
I know.
Who are these?
From The Hunchback, which is a movie that I don't love and haven't watched in a while, but they are sidekicks in that movie. We got to include them. We got to be fair. Even though maybe Sven's going to sweep, but they got to have a chance. So Sven, 4 votes on our end for Sven. Why do you guys like Sven? What is it about Sven that you like?
Because Sven's a main sidekick. These guys, I don't even know.
Oh boy. Here we go.
No, I'm just kidding. Sven is just so sweet. He's a sweetie little baby, and I love him. He's like puppy dog energy, you know?
Stacy values me. She says, thank you. Thank you, Stacy. That's why that I love you. Thank you. Simone's World voting for Sven. Caden and Kennedy voting for Sven as well with those emojis. Magic in Michigan vote for Sven. Tacey voting for Sven. Alexis coming in voting for the Rock people. See, there you go. Jason votes for Sven. So does Magical Castle Company, and Stacy and Justine, Kay, and Jason and Leah. And then Llama Floof says those gargoyles are awful. Significantly ruin an otherwise perfect movie. Sven should eat them. There you go. Llama Floof agrees with you, Caitlin, on this one for sure. Magic in Michigan say Sven for the ultimate win. Caroline voting for Svenny Baby. Terry voting for Sven. Forky and Molly voting for Sven. And Magical Castle says, I love them though. Hunchback is a great movie. See, there we go. Forky voting for Sven. Loyal to the end. So Sven is moving on in our bracket. What a cute guy.
I guess I have to just rewatch a lot of these movies.
Yes, apparently, which is another reason when I did this bracket, I'm like, I need to rewatch these movies. Raja from Aladdin and Lucifer from Cinderella. So we got a villain sidekick in here.
I said that both of these shouldn't be in here.
Yeah. Heidi said that both of these are not sidekicks.
I think there's like some sidekicks, like these two, who are more like just pets that don't really like add like storyline. Like they're cute as pets, but they don't really do anything. So I don't think they should be counted as sidekicks. But Brandon didn't listen to me, so
because my rationale is that like Pascal is the same as Raja. They're both pets
Pascal
for the princess.
does a lot for the movie and has a lot of personality.
Yeah, but
I feel like I agree. I agree because like for Raja, I agree. For Lucifer though, like
Yeah.
he propels the mice's story.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair. But
Yeah.
anyways, that's what I feel.
It's fair. It's fair. So with that being said, which of these two non-sidekicks, in your opinion, Heidi, is your vote going to?
Lucifer, because Lucifer is one of my favorite
That
characters.
crazy cat. What about you guys?
Lucifer.
Lucifer, Austin?
I'm gonna go with Raja.
Raja. I'm gonna also go for Lucifer because I think
Oh.
even though I don't like him, he, like Caitlin said, propels the story.
Lucifer.
Kennedy voting for Raja. Magic of Michigan.
Oh my gosh.
He can skip the Hunchback in the rewatch.
Thank you.
Stacy voting for Raja. So does Alexis and Justine. Kay voting for Lucifer. Jason and Tacey with votes for Raja. Llama Floof is voting for the house cat, Lucifer. Kyrus Drews and Forky ×2 voting for Lucifer. Caden voting for Raja. Caroline says, ooh, this is hard, but voting for Lucifer. Terry voting for Raja. Molly voting for Raja. Magic of Michigan say Raja is a sidekick, but Lucifer is not. There we go. That's fair. Raja helps Jasmine escape. He's useful. And Forky says, LOL, Heidi, does Brandon like sleeping on the couch?
Yeah, exactly.
Very funny. So I think that Raja is moving on. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Raja.
Sure.
Really?
Yep.
For sure. People don't like the mean cat.
People love Raja, I guess. Raja moving on. Next up, Pegasus versus Zazu.
Finally, some real sidekick.
Oh boy. What has this turned into?
I'm just teasing Brandon.
Every round to see if it's a sidekick. Instead of ranking them, we're going to play, is this a sidekick? So out of these two, in my opinion, actual sidekicks, who are you voting for, Caitlin?
I'm going to vote for Zazu.
Going Zazu. Why Zazu?
Yeah. Because he's funny and I like him.
That's fair.
And I like his songs.
Okay. Austin, which way you going? Pegasus. And Heidi? Pegasus. I'm going to go for Pegasus as well. Even though I love Lion King, I just think that Pegasus is pretty funny as well. And I think that he's just a cool dynamic, him and Hercules. So we'll see what the chat says. Stacy voting for Zazu. Tacey voting for Pegasus. So is Jason and Terry. Kay voting for Zazu. Caroline voting for Pegasus, as well as Magical Castle. Magic in Michigan says, never mind, Pegasus should take it all. He's the best. There we go. Alexis voting for Pegasus. Llama Floof says, Zazu, look at him striking a pose. Molly says, this is hard, but Zazu for me. Justine and Caden with votes for Pegasus. Forky voting for Zazu. Kyrus Drews voting for Pegasus. Kennedy voting for Pegasus. And Llama Floof says, you guys love Lion King songs, but not sidekicks. There we go, Llama Floof. Always can count on you. So
I never knew that SMH meant shake my head. I thought
really?
It just meant that's the first time I've heard anyone say that.
Shake my head. That is funny. I'm pretty sure that Pegasus is taking this one pretty easily.
Yeah.
26 people in here. Thanks for being here. We're ranking hopefully Disney Sidekicks. We'll see how this goes. And
we're playing a double game today.
Yeah. Be sure to like the stream and check out Caitlin and Austin's channel. Pegasus, moving on. Next up, Tinkerbell versus Flit from Pocahontas.
Remind me again, did you pair these guys up or is it random? Okay.
Totally randomized.
Okay.
I'm going Tinkerbell. I just think that she is like a big staple of that movie and like Disney overall. And I haven't seen Pocahontas in like the longest time. So Flit could be the best ever, and I would have no clue. So Caden and Kennedy are both voting for Tinkerbell. I had to look to see if that wasn't like a hummingbird emoji, but it's a fairy emoji. Alexis voting for Tinkerbell. Stacy says, what? Tinkerbell. Hopefully that's a good sign. Caroline voting for Tink. Tacey and Justine. And Jason voting for Tink. Magic of Michigan says, love Flit, but definitely Tink here. Kyrus, Drews, and Terry voting for... Terry voting for Tink and Kyrus, Drews, and Llama Floof voting for Flit. Molly says a Tinkerbell, a classic for both a Peter Pan and for Disney. Kay voting for Tinkerbell. Forky, 2 votes for Tinkerbell. And Jason and Leah as well, 2 votes for Tinkerbell. I think that this could be a powerhouse pick as well.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, I think Tinkerbell could go very far.
Yeah, so we shall see. But Tinkerbell moving on pretty easily over poor Flit. Next up, 2 other characters from Pocahontas. Percy, which is like a villain sidekick, I guess, kind of, and Miko as well. Which way, Heidi, are you going?
Miko.
Miko? What about you guys?
Well, it's not the pug. Miko.
So 4 votes here for Miko on our end. I'm pretty sure all that I know like about a Percy, like isn't there like a scene where he's in like a bathtub or something in Pocahontas?
Yeah, he's in a bathtub and then he has a little royalty bed.
Yeah. So
Pardon? Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people like Miko though, so we'll see how this goes. Magical Castle voting Miko, Tacey, Kaden, very, very funny. Jason and Caroline, Kay and Kennedy all voting for Miko. Molly says Miko, he is so silly. Alexis voting for the trash panda. Llama Floof votes with the group and says Miko since it's more fun to say. Forky voting 2 votes for Miko. Justine voting for the pug. Where am I at here? Jason and Leah voting for Miko. Kier's Drew's voting for Percy. And Terry voting for Miko. So see, every sidekick so far has got a vote. So we'll see if that keeps on being true. But Miko is definitely moving on here.
You keep telling yourself that, Brandon.
Next up, we got Tuk Tuk and Pain and Panic from Hercules. And Magic Michigan says again, Percy is not a sidekick. He's a pet who's misunderstood. Go all the way. That is fair. I definitely
chunky dog.
There we go.
Listen to me.
No, but it was on the internet. Like I did multiple websites, looked at lots of stuff, and one website ranked like every Disney sidekick, and all these were on there. So we'll see.
Okay, Brandon. We
forgive me?
appreciate your research.
Oh, thank you. Okay, which way? Raya here, Caitlin, or Pain and Panic?
Oh, this is hard because it's like I consider Tuk Tuk as like a pet. Like I consider him a pet, so I would consider Pain and Panic to be the better sidekick.
That's fair. Austin, I'm guessing that you're going the same, Pain and Panic.
Yeah, it's not even all debate. Like they're just bad characters. Tuk Tuk's fun, but like Pain and Panic.
Well, yeah, but again, like we said, you have to kind of look at it as a whole. Like you can't, like he doesn't talk versus these two, which don't shut up. Like you gotta.
Yeah, so it's.
So let me have my moment to like realize which one I like more. Sheesh, that's one of my favorite movies.
That's fair. Heidi, which way?
I will vote for Tuk Tuk.
And I'm going to vote for Pain and Panic. I think out of all of the villain sidekicks, they're probably the best or very, very close to it. Yeah. And I think that they're just really, really great. So my vote is going to be for Pain and Panic. We'll see what the chat says. Tacey voting for Pain and Panic. Magical Castle and Alexis voting for Pain and Panic. Llama Floof says, I'm anything that goes against Raya. So definitely voting for Pain and Panic. Kay as well. I love this. Caden voting for Pain and Panic. Justine, I want to vote for Tuk Tuk. Kennedy voting for Pain and Panic. Caroline for Pain and Panic. Molly says Pain and Panic. Haven't seen Raya, but really need to.
Yeah.
Terry voting for Pain and Panic. Jason for Tuk Tuk. Forky says a Tuk Tuk ×1 and Pain and Panic for Katie. And then Kier's Drew's voting for Pain and Panic. So there we go. Some votes for Tuk Tuk, but ultimately Pain and Panic is going to move
again.
on.
It's hard. It's almost like because yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, and I think what's hard about this was why that like characters like Tuk Tuk are in here is because if you put in like characters like Pascal and like Jacques and Gus, who are like almost like animals to the princesses, I feel like that like animals as well, like Tuk Tuk and Raja, who do stuff in the movie, but just maybe not like on the same level. I think it's hard not to include.
I think if they were paired up with each other, it'd be a little bit more like.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's hard because it's random.
Yeah. So Pain and Panic. Moving on. Next up, Jacques and Gus versus Creaky from Mulan. And again, we kept these two together because I think if you split them up, again, kind of tough. So Jacques and Gus are going to be together as well. Kind of the same as Timon and Pumbaa. So what about you, Heidi?
Jacques and Gus.
Jacques and Gus. You guys too?
The mice.
Mice?
That's what they call themselves.
The mice. And I'm going to vote as well. Obviously, I think that they're great sidekicks and offer lots as well to their story. Haven't seen Mulan like in a while, so I don't really know. But I think of the two sidekicks in this bracket from Mulan, I think that Creaky's not the best one. So let's see what the chat has to say. Jason says Raya used a Tuk Tuk as transportation. He assisted the protagonist's sidekick definition. See? Jason pulling out the facts. Kennedy voting for Jacques and Gus. Caden as well. Jason voting for the mice. Lots of mice votes from Caroline, Llama Floof, Forky, and Alexis. Magical Castle Company. T&H, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Kyrus, Drews, and Terry, and Kay, and Jason and Leah, and Justine all voting for Jacques and Gus. So I think this is our first clean sweep of the bracket because Tacey coming through with the Mises here. So let's have them move on. Jacques and Gus. Yeah, sorry. A matchup of two characters from the Jungle Book. We got Baloo versus Mr. Bagheera. And Baloo, I'll get this just over with. He's one of my favorite Disney sidekicks, so I'm definitely voting for Baloo. Heidi?
Okay.
Heidi has something to say. Heidi thinks that Bagheera is not a sidekick.
Bagheera should be in the sidekick bracket.
But then what is Bagheera?
A character.
I don't know. I think that Bagheera would be a sidekick.
I think Baloo could be a sidekick maybe to Mowgli, but I don't think that Bagheera should be in this, but I'm going to vote for Baloo anyways.
What about you guys?
Because I have to. So.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Heidi because I'm trying to think like how is Bagheera, like who is Bagheera sidekick to? And I can't really think of it off the top of my head.
Brandon thinks he's a sidekick to Mowgli as well.
Yes, because the whole beginning of the movie, his whole thing is that he's like protecting Mowgli to bring him to like the man village and stuff. So he's like the whole movie, that's his like job. And then Baloo just happens to be there as well. That then they're both kind of doing the same thing.
Bagheera is like Hagrid. Like I'm going to say Baloo.
It's fair. Austin? Also going for Baloo. And I think a lot of votes in the chat for Baloo. I'm going to check if there's any for Bagheera. Alexis voting here for Bagheera. And I'm pretty sure everybody else is voting for Baloo. And like Molly said, he has one of the most classic songs. I love him so much. I think he's a great sidekick. So Baloo almost with a clean sweep. And again, is a character who I absolutely love. And also, sorry for flying through these, but there are lots. So we got to try to make sure.
And we got to get through the first round is like the weird one. Like it's like going to be the one where we're like, really?
Exactly.
Also,
yeah.
I'm just seeing this matchup. This is hard.
Yeah. So this is going to be Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas and Pascal, of course, from Tangled. We'll come to you then last here, Caitlin. But Heidi, which way?
Pascal.
Obviously. I don't know. For us, I just love Pascal. He is so cute. I mean, like, look at him in that picture. What a good picture. Yeah, we can take some time with you guys unless Austin's ready, because I know that Caitlin, this one's a hard one for Caitlin.
I'm probably gonna go Pascal, but Zero. This is a tough matchup for any of the sidekicks, and I think Zero just kind of got screwed getting the first round.
It's fair. For sure. We'll check at the chat and then we'll come back to Caitlin. Alexis voting for Zero, Tacey voting for Pascal, Caden voting for Pascal, T&H and Magical Castle voting for Pascal, Molly voting for Little Pascal, Kennedy and Kay as well voting for Pascal, Alexis voting for Zero, double voted I guess, but we'll count this one here for Alexis. Jason voting for Pascal, so is Terry and Justine and Kyrus Drews. Llama Floof says might be called a Zero, but will be number one. Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Pascal. Caroline says Pascal, but I do love a Zero, and Forky voting for Zero. So all that being said, Caitlin, where do you stand on this one?
Pascal.
Pascal.
I just think like, yeah, as like because I'm trying to think like, okay, the princess little sidekicks, like he is, I think, the best out of all the princess sidekicks. So I love Zero though, but I think Pascal.
We're going with Pascal. So Pascal, moving on again, I think a really strong contender in our bracket here. Caitlin's going to keep Pascal there the whole stream.
Yeah.
Next up, another Who, but we got Mushu, who's well known, and then this character is from the Black Cauldron, and their name is Gurgi, which again is a movie that I've seen one time, but then as a kid it scared me, so I haven't watched it since. But see, Caitlin knows who Gurgi is.
No, the only way I know who Gurgi is because from Villainous, the board game.
Oh, right.
Gurgi's, there's a card that's called Gurgi's Sacrifice.
You're so right. There we go. Spoiled the whole movie playing Villainous for us. We don't even have to watch it because clearly he sacrifices something.
Well, it's an old movie, so you should have seen it.
Don't need a spoiler alert.
No, exactly. But I think that this one pretty easily has got to be Mushu. Unless that Austin has some secret love for Gurgi here that we don't know about.
I do not.
He is cute.
Yeah, he's cute. There's another Black Cauldron character in this bracket as well. So we'll see how that one goes. But Heidi, you're going Mushu.
Yeah.
I just love Heidi's
Maybe
reactions.
I should just leave, go do some stuff, and then come back when it gets exciting.
Oh boy. Kennedy voting for Mushu. Magical Castle voting for Mushu. Kaden and TNH, Tacey and Jason and Kay all voting for Mushu. Molly says Mushu, one of my faves. Dishonor on you and dishonor on your cow. Caroline, Kirstrews, Justine, and Forky all voting Mushu. Terry voting for Mushu. And Alexis says Mushu, but I love Gurgi. And Llama Floof says Black Cauldron. He looks like he'd be fun to hang out with. There we go, Llama Floof. So Mushu, though, moving on almost with a sweep. Mm-hmm. Next up, Maximus versus Sebastian. Very interesting matchup here. Caitlin's having a hard time with these little.
These are like all my favorite movies against each other.
Yeah. Heidi, which way are you going?
Maximus.
Me too. I really, really like Maximus. I think he's a super unique sidekick. And to be honest, like Sebastian sometimes is kind of like a bummer a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maximus is a good time. So what about you guys?
You want me to go first? I'm going to say Maximus because exactly that. Sebastian just is a little turd disturber. And he... Sure. He just, he's just like, Maximus.
Austin?
Sebastian.
Really?
Yeah, come on, man. Sebastian's fun. He he mixes up the movie.
That's fair. There we go. Let's see.
He has a good song.
And he's got a good song.
That's true, which apparently Llama Floof will get to in a minute. Alexis voting for Sebastian. Tacey and Magical Castle voting for Maximus. Kennedy and Caroline and TNH all voting for Maximus. Llama Floof says Little Mermaid Justice. Robbed in the songs. See? The crab dude. Jason also voting for Sebastian. Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Maximus. Forky, 2 votes for Sebastian. Caden voting for Sebastian. Kay, Justine, and Terry voting for Maximus. And Llama Floof would like to know what their percentage of the correct picks would be for these streams. That would be funny to know. Kyr's Drew's voting for Maximus. TNH says Maximus versus Flounder would be a more interesting bracket fight. Well, Flounder is on here, just not in this matchup. And Molly says this one is so hard, but voting for Sebastian. I'm pretty sure Maximus is moving on.
Yep.
Because I think it's, very, very close, but we haven't had to count yet. But Maximus moving on in this matchup. Now we're going back to the top of this half of the bracket, so things will get more interesting here to chat about, and then we'll move on.
I always forget that's how we do it.
Yeah. So next up, we got Ray again versus Lewis. So 2 of the sidekicks from Princess and the Frog. This one I think is tough because I think that Lewis is around for more of the movie, but I think that Ray is more of a standout character. What do you guys think?
I'm voting for Lewis.
voting Lewis. Austin.
It's gotta be Ray.
Yeah, gotta be Ray. I love
Ray
him.
puts everything on the line at the end of the movie.
I just
Agree.
love Lewis.
What about you, Heidi?
Ray.
Ray, yeah. Ray, yeah. He'll
Ray's a
go down.
sweetheart.
He goes down fighting, that's for sure. So I gotta value that. And I
He
think
does. He does go down fighting.
for sure. Most of the chat, I think, is gonna agree. Alexis
Wow.
voting for Ray, Magical Castle, Ray, Tacey, and Caroline voting for Ray. Llama Floof, the crocodile alligator thing.
People just didn't like Baymax, eh?
I guess I know. Kay voting
It's
for
so
Lewis,
shocking.
Molly voting for Ray, Justine and Caden voting for Ray, Jason voting for Lewis, T&H as well voting for Lewis, Kierce, Drews, and Kennedy voting for Ray, Terry, and Forky with 2 votes here for Ray, and then Jason voting for Lewis and Leah voting for Ray. So Ray,
I have to say,
yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I have to say, I think some people are giving Ray the sympathy vote.
Oh,
So
okay. Talk about it.
let's just they just feel bad for him. So I think
But-
we should,
But maybe that contributes to his like arc as a character, as like a sidekick. Like Austin said, he laid it all out there. Right, Austin?
He just wanted to find love.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted.
See,
And then he
and
lays it out on the line.
yeah,
he finds it in the
And then-
starry sky.
And then he finds it.
Angeline and Llama
How
Flute
do
says,
you-
"I'll always remember Baymax
Yeah.
getting robbed
me
in that
too,
first
Llama
round." Me
Flute.
too. That
I'm
was
shocked.
a bracket breaker for sure. But Ray, according to Caitlin, getting the sympathy vote and moving on.
I do like Ray, but I'm just saying.
Next up, we got 2 pigs and a meerkat, Timon and Pumbaa versus Pua. And Caroline says, but he has an inspirational story. And Forky says,
I know Caroline.
and Forky says, Austin is right. Look, everybody's back at Austin. Caitlin's the villain.
Here we go. This is what happens.
Caitlin's the villain so far. What about for this one? Which pig are you going with, Caitlin and Austin?
What's that song?
Timon and Pumbaa.
Yup.
Yeah, are you aching? Yep. Forrest, bacon. Yep.
Maybe if Pua had an apple in his mouth. I'm kidding. But Timon and Pumbaa as a duo are elite.
Superior.
Yeah.
I wish I had more time because I would go put an apple in Pua's mouth. A little Photoshop, but I don't have time, of course. But that's very funny. I'm easily voting for Timon and Pumbaa because I think that Pua they kind of wasted, to be honest. I think that Hey was like the standout, like, and Pua was kind of just
there.
I don't know, kind of like left on
Well,
the
I
back.
remember when we went and saw Moana, we all thought that Pua was going to be like the big sidekick, and then he gets left behind, and Hey gets to go on the boat. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Kennedy voting for Timon and Pumbaa, Caden as well, and Tacey, Kay and Magical Castle voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Alexis is voting for the Oinkers with the friend. Very funny. Jason voting for Pua. Molly voting for Pua. Oh, sorry, no. Sorry, Pua is so cute.
Slow down, Brandon.
Sorry. Justine voting for Pua. Alexis voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Terry and Kierce, Drew's voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Llama Floof says, if the Oink Oink Machine Pua wins this bracket, I'll never complain again about a rock. Well, I don't think we have it. This isn't fair. There's the 2 against 1, but I'm going to go Pua for Caroline. Forky says Timon and Pumbaa. I just don't stand downwind. And Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Pua. And T&H voting for Timon and Pumbaa, who I think have a good chance in this bracket as well, to be honest. Timon and Pumbaa, I think, are great sidekicks, and they are going to move on. Who's next here, Heidi?
The Seven Dwarfs, who don't really know either in this bracket, as well as Sven.
So, with that being said, Heidi, which way?
Sven.
Svenny? Caitlin, Austin?
Sven, because
Sven.
I'm redeeming Sisu.
Wow. I think that Llama Floof is going to stick with Sven because he knocked out Sisu. We'll see.
Get out of here, Llama.
I don't know. This one's hard because I think that obviously there's more of the dwarfs, and I've come to really, really like those guys. but Sven is just really, really cute. And I think that he is like very underrated, to be honest. So I'm going to vote for Sven as well, which is maybe controversial for me. But lots of votes here for Sven. Kennedy, Kay, Jason, and Molly, T&H, Caroline, Kaden, Terry, Justine, Forky, Kier's, Drews, all voting for Sven. Tacey says, a Sven because reindeer are better than dwarves. Magical Castle voting for Sven. Llama Floop says, Sven is the hero we all need for getting rid of the evil dragon. Oh. Alexis voting for dwarfs. Sven is cute though. And Jason says, we are Team Heidi, Sven times 2. Sven, I think maybe is the so far the little darling of this bracket.
Little darling.
Alexis says, RIP to the dwarfs. Unfortunately, the 7 of them couldn't take down one reindeer.
Sven is like the puppy. Like he just gives puppy energy and like everybody just loves him.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, there's going to be one other sidekick here from Frozen, and we'll see how far that character makes it. Sven, moving on. Next up, we got Raja versus Pegasus. I'm going Pegasus. Austin agrees. Caitlin and Heidi?
I agree.
Pegasus.
I just think that Pegasus has more to offer.
Yep.
Right?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Oh, Austin thinks this is going to be a sweep, but I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think we'll have some cat lovers in the chat.
Some cat lovers voting for Raja. We shall see. Lots so far for Pegasus. Magical Castle voting for Pegasus. Tacey and T&H as well voting Pegasus. Molly, Jason, and Kay all voting for Pegasus. Kyrus, Drews, and Terry voting for Pegasus. Caroline and Kennedy voting for Pegasus. Justine voting for Pegasus. Llama Floof says whoever will lose to Sven is who they're going to vote for. Forky voting for the horse with wings, and Caden voting for Pegasus. Maybe Austin was right.
Maybe.
Look at that. Austin knows his brackets, and he knows the crowd here.
Yeah, Austin's a veteran. I know.
He is. Let's see. Any more votes coming through? If not, clean sweep here for Pegasus. Smiling on to the next round.
Come on, somebody vote Raja so I don't have to say that my husband's right.
Going once. Going twice. 3 times and sold to Pegasus. Moving on. Next up, Tinkerbell versus Miko.
Tink.
All votes for Tink. Why Tink? What is it about Tink?
Lots more there.
Do you think that she has a good chance to go pretty far, honestly?
I think
Tink's a sidekick either, but that's okay.
I think so.
You think so? You don't really?
Well, if people think that Baymax is
she's Peter Pan's sidekick for sure.
Yeah, I consider Tink a sidekick.
I think it's because
she's a bigger sidekick for sure, but I think like without Peter Pan.
Yeah.
For this Tinkerbell. She does have her own series of movies, if you didn't know.
That's fair. I think that people didn't vote for Baymax because I think that people view Baymax as the main character in Big Hero 6 when really it's Hero's movie. But I think he's like so much of a standout. But I'm interested to see because there is like another character who I think is kind of in the same realm as a Baymax, but maybe people view more as a sidekick. We shall see. Where am I at here? Way up here. Tacey voting for Tinkerbell, so is Kennedy and Kay. Magical Castle and Molly voting for Tinkerbell. Forky, 2 votes for Tink. Llama Floof says that technically their vote was for Raja since that's an instant loss to Sven. So
there we go.
Austin saying no with that one. Kyrus, Drew's voting for Miko. Teenage, I'm so sad. Austin's wearing the Star Wars hat I lost on Matterhorn last year. Oh no. Oh no. Wow.
Hopefully you didn't find that one on that, right?
Yeah, Ozzy, where'd you find that one again? No, we've never been to Disneyland.
Miko vote from Jason, Caden, and Justine voting for Tinkerbell. T&H voting for Miko. Alexis says a Tink, even though Miko is cute with his chubby cheeks. Terry voting for Tink. Rachel, welcome in. Thanks for being here.
You're on time. You missed all the
Yeah, you missed all the good stuff, honestly.
Jason and Leah voting for Tink. Caroline voting for Tink. Forky says our dog's name is a Tinkerbell. Need we say more?
Oh.
Definitely not. And Rachel voting for Miko. But Tinkerbell pretty easily moving on to the next round. Next up, some duos here. Pain and Panic versus Jacques and Gus. Very, very different. That's for sure. Which way do you want to go, Heidi?
I will go with Jacques and Gus because I love Cinderella and I love them.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I'll go for Jacques and Gus too. Because
Okay.
I like them. They're so funny and cute. And Heidi and I, when Heidi was over the other weekend, we watched Cinderella and Cinderella too. And I just love them.
Yes.
That's fair. There we go. Austin, I don't think Austin agrees.
Well, I know.
Well, you know, I'm going to vote for Pain and Panic as well because I think of the villain sidekicks, they're probably the best, if not like very close to the best. I think that Jacques and Gus are good characters though as well, but I think, I don't know, something draws me to Pain and Panic. Let's see what the chat has to say. Tacey voting for Pain.
Looking close.
Yeah, Caden voting for Pain and Panic, and then Kennedy with a vote for Jacques and Gus, Magical Castle, and Kay voting for Pain and Panic. Llama Floof and Jason and Forky all voting for the mice. Molly voting for the mice. TNH. Terry voting for Pain and Panic. Alexis is the crop top and cardigan, guys. Kiris Drew's voting for Jacques and Gus. Justine and Caroline as well. Jason and Leah, 2 votes for the mice, and Rachel voting for Jacques and Gus. There was a big surge at the end for those mice, and I'm pretty sure they're moving on, right, Heidi?
Mm-hmm.
Jacques and Gus moving on. And 30 friends in here. Thanks for being here. And be sure to like the stream and let us know what sidekicks were.
Every time.
What's that?
I always get
robbed. I know. We're getting into the good stuff now, though, because we're in like those middle rounds. That's the meat of these streams.
But Ozzy's losing all his big contenders.
I'm sorry. Always happens to poor Austin. Baloo versus Pascal. The songs. Austin was getting robbed. Phil Collins got robbed pretty early for us.
Yes.
Pascal versus Mr. Baloo. Caitlin. Pascal. You, Heidi? Pascal. Austin. This one's close for me. Very
Get
hard.
out of here.
No, honestly, Baloo is a very, very good sidekick. And he has a good song. I love when he comes in when he has like the coconut looking like a monkey and singing with King Louie. And I think he's pretty fearless for going up against Shere Khan, even though Shere Khan's a tiger. And he goes and grabs him by the tail. So my vote's going to Mr. Baloo. I love Baloo. I think he's a great sidekick. So I'm voting for him, even though Pascal's looking at me with those cutie eyes.
Beady eyes.
Yeah, voting for Baloo. Kennedy and Jason and Leah voting for Pascal. Tacey, Molly, and Kay all voting for Pascal. Caden and Jason voting for Pascal. Llama Floof says Austin. I relate about getting robbed. Yeah, on the same wavelength. Terry says this one's hard, but Pascal. Kiris Drew's voting for Pascal. Alexis with a vote for Baloo. T and H are voting for Pascal. Forky says he does a great job raising that man cub. Yes, he does. Magical Castle and Justine are voting for Pascal. And Alexis says, I want to cut a mango like Baloo. True. Pascal moving on, though, because people absolutely love Pascal. Caroline as well coming with a vote for Pascal.
Woo-hoo.
We'll see how far Pascal can make it. Next up, Mushu and Maximus. 2 M's. Kind of hard here because I think that they're both kind of like comedic, like sidekicks, you know? One talks, one doesn't, of course. Heidi, hard? Is this one hard for you? Okay, so Heidi's got the first hard one so far here for her up to this point.
I will say.
I'll go. Okay.
Oh, you'll go?
You can go, Caitlin.
I'm going to go for Maximus.
Is that no Mushu? Me too. And Austin.
Whatever.
Already going Maximus. We'll see. I think that it's going to be closer than we think, though.
I'm voting for my Tangled squad.
Yeah, there you go. Kennedy voting for Maximus. Jason voting for Mushu. Tacey and Magical Castle voting for Maximus. TNH voting for Mushu. Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Maximus. Llama Floof voting for Maximus. Alexis and Rachel and Kay all voting for Mushu. Molly voting for Mushu. Kaden is voting for Maximus. Forky voting for Mushu. And Caroline as well voting for Mushu. What do we got, Caitlin?
1 extra vote for Mushu.
Ooh, close one.
Looks like we're having some.
Oh, and Kyrus Drews and Terry coming in with 2 votes for Maximus.
Now Maximus has 1 more.
Maximus is
Did
ahead
you
by
count
1.
ours?
Did you count our votes too?
Oh no, I didn't. So mine would be 1, and then 1, 2, 3. So Mushu has 1 extra.
Mushu up by 1. Any other votes going once?
Maximus!
Please. 3 times. No more votes. So Mushu. Moving
Knocked out.
Oh, Justine put that right as I was going to move on. So that's a vote for Maximus. So is that tied?
So that's tied.
Well, are there any other swing votes here? Anybody that hasn't voted? Anybody in the room that has an opinion? Cooper maybe has a vote. No votes for
No.
Cooper? He's indifferent on Maximus and Mushu.
They're snoozing.
Let's
They got put to sleep on the first round.
Oh, don't worry. We got a whole nother first round to go on the other side.
I feel like what we should do then is go based on.
Welcome in. And Madison just has saved the bracket.
In clutch.
Yay, Madison!
Maximus. Madison, Caitlin is so happy with you because you voted for Maximus. And thanks for being here and welcome. So,
No, it's just the next vote. It's just the next vote.
Yeah.
No,
Madison,
you can't keep going.
Shut. Oh wow.
Madison voting Maximus. Thank you, Madison.
Thank you, Madison.
For coming in, voting for Maximus. Next up, Ray versus Timon and Pumbaa. This is where I gotta go for Timon and Pumbaa, and I'm gonna vouch for them. They are just like one of the best Disney sidekicks. So Timon and Pumbaa.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Caitlin, don't go Ray now after you bashed Ray.
That's so rude.
Caitlin's like, it's just votes. People feel bad for Ray, sympathy votes, and she's gonna vote Ray.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna vote Timon and Pumbaa. But it would be funny if I voted for Ray.
Heidi, Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Imagine.
Magical Castle voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Molly voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Jason and Leah voting for Ray. 2 votes there. T and H and Alexis voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Kay and Rachel and Kyrus Drews. Terry and where am I at here? Tacey voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Forky voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Kennedy voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Kaden coming in with a vote for Ray. Llama Floof will vote for Ray because these 2 guys knocked out Pua. Nicole voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Welcome, Nicole. Thanks for being here. And Justine voting for Timon and Pumbaa. So Timon and Pumbaa pretty easily move on. And I want to thank you, Justine, for the pin trade. Me and Justine are doing a little pin trade that I'm excited about.
Nice.
So Timon and Pumbaa, moving on. 2 sort of horses here, right? Sven going up against Pegasus. What? Yeah, mythical creatures going up against each other. Even though our reindeer aren't mythical creatures, I don't know why that I'm saying that. They're definitely real. We got Sven versus Pegasus. Heidi, start us off here.
Sven.
Caitlin.
Sven.
And Austin.
Oh.
What did he say? We couldn't hear him good.
I still can't hear you.
Sven.
Sven, okay. Got it. We're going Sven for Austin. I'm also going Sven. Sven is
I'm kind of surprised by that.
Sven is our darling of the bracket. You got to go.
That's
for
funny.
Sven.
Yeah, I really thought you were gonna vote Pegasus.
Me too. Tacey voting for Pegasus. Kennedy and Kay voting for Sven. Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Sven. Kaden voting for Sven. Forky voting for Sven. Alama Floof says, Sven, he'll always be in my heart for saving this bracket. Says we've seen them both as little babies. Yes, we have. Molly voting for Sven. Kyrus Drews and Alexis voting for Pegasus. And so is Jason as well voting for Pegasus. And Terry voting for Pegasus. So I think closer than I thought it would be. Nicole coming in with a vote for Sven. Are we going to have to...
Sven still wins.
Count Sven. And Justine says voting for Sven. And an exciting trade. It is. I'm super excited about the pin. I showed Heidi, and it's a very, very good pin. So stay tuned to see. Caitlin wants to know so bad. We'll let you know after, Caitlin.
Yeah, thanks.
We got 1 vote for Sven, 2 votes for Sven from TNH. Sorry. And Forky says, don't forget to hit the like. Yes. Thank you so much, Forky. Be sure to like. 30 friends in here. We're having a great old time here, as you can tell. But Sven, moving on. Svenny.
Svenny boy.
No Svennies back there. We got a Baymax, though, who's no longer with us.
R.I.P.
Tinkerbell versus Jacques and Gus. And Alexis says that Justin would have voted for Pegasus.
Nice.
So there we go. This one is hard. So we got Tinkerbell versus Jacques and Gus. Caitlin and Austin, which way do you want to go here?
You go first.
I'm probably going to go Tink.
Tink?
I'm going for Tink as well.
Jacques and Gus. Love them.
I'm also voting for Jacques and Gus. I don't know why. Tinkerbell.
Because they're cute. They're so cute.
Yeah, but also Tinkerbell's kind of mean to Wendy. You know what I mean? She's kind of...
Yeah, she deserves it.
Okay.
He's coming in here.
A lot of people like
the villain.
The villain.
Yeah, I'm just stirring the pot.
I'm going to add you to the bracket that we have for Disney villains. I'm going to put you up in the thumbnail.
That's so rude to say.
It's just a joke. Caitlin, please.
I'm going to go cry now.
If there was any bracket you'd be on, it's this one. Disney Sidekick.
A sidekick!
Austin.
To Austin. Hayden voting for Tinkerbell. Alexis says this one's hard. Justine and Tacey voting for Tinkerbell. Kennedy and Kay voting for Tinkerbell. Rachel voting for Jacques and Gus. TNH voting for the mice as well. Molly voting for Tink. Kyrus Drews voting for Jacques and Gus.
Counted this?
Yeah, we should probably be counting this.
Alexis voting for Tink. Nicole voting for Jacques and Gus. Forky, 2 votes for Tinkerbell.
It's very close.
Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Tink. Llama Floof and Jason voting for the mice. Terry voting for Tinkerbell. Nicole says, isn't Tink mean to Wendy? Yes. Yeah, Tink is out in my mind. I think that Tink moves on, though, because I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of ×2 for Tinkerbell.
Yeah, Tinkerbell wins.
Yeah.
It was close, though.
Tinkerbell, moving on. We'll see how long Tink can make it. The Battle of Tangled. Wow. Pascal versus Maximus. This is kind of hard, actually.
This one is hard.
Wow. Pascal
I'll go first.
Okay, yeah, go.
Pascal.
Pascal, why Pascal?
Because he is he's there with Rapunzel through it all, you know? Like Maximus comes in, he finds his way into the gang, but Pascal is there for Rapunzel when she's alone in her tower.
That's fair. Austin, what do you think? Pascal for Austin, Heidi?
Me too.
Caitlin kind of convinced me on Pascal, to be honest. I was going to vote Maximus, but I think that Pascal, like you said, I guess that he's
the OG sidekick.
Yeah, for her. Even though Maximus, I think, is more I don't know. There's more.
Maximus is almost like Flynn's sidekick.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for Pascal, though, because I like how Caitlin explained that he's there with her the whole time, and that is a good sidekick for sure. Let's see. Lots of votes here to start off. Kay and Alexis and Kennedy all voting for Pascal. Justine voting for Pascal. Nicole voting for Maximus. Tacey and Molly with some votes for Pascal. Caden voting for Pascal. Llama Floof says horse bro for the upset. Jason and Leah say this hurts, but Pascal times 2. Jason says Pascal. Maximus is a sidekick to no one. Kyrus Drew's voting for Pascal. Magical Castle and Terry with votes for Pascal. T and H with 1 each for Pascal and Maximus. And Nicole says Max helps to save her. But I think Pascal still moving on, right?
Yeah.
Because we got 1 vote each here from Forky. But Pascal, this cute little guy, moving on. We'll see how long he can go.
Cutie.
Next up, Timon and Pumbaa.
This is where it gets hard.
That's right. Timon and Pumbaa versus Sven. I'm voting for Timon and Pumbaa because there's more there to me. You know what I mean? They're just.
I agree.
Yeah, there's just more there. They do more to progress the story. I don't know. What about you?
It's hard because I feel like should I just vote for the one I like better, even though
It's
I
up to
think
you.
the other one's the better sidekick? I'll just vote for Sven, but I think Timon and Pumbaa are the better sidekick, but I just like Sven.
It's fair.
Like if I had a sidekick like him.
I also feel like in this case, like I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say like Sven is more of a sidekick, whereas like Timon and Pumbaa are like friend, like they're just friends, you know, to Simba, but like they're each other, like you know what I mean? Like, so I'm gonna vote for Sven.
You're gonna vote for Sven?
I am.
All right, so we're divided. Let's see how this chat is. I'll be sad, to be honest, if Timon and Pumbaa get out.
I think
But
they're gonna make it.
Rachel and Alexis and Caden and Tacey all voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Kennedy and Nicole as well voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Llama Floof says me and Sven have been ride or dies for this long. Sven all the way. T and H, 2 votes for Timon and Pumbaa. Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Sven. Terry and Molly voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Kyrus, Drews, Justine, and Forky voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Kay says this one's so hard, but voting for Timon and Pumbaa. And Llama Floof says this is the hugest. Where am I at here? Sorry. The hugest betrayal. Where are the Sven loyalists?
Right here, Llama Floof.
Right there. But Timon and Pumbaa, moving on. I think they have a good shot.
I tried.
You
I tried to sell Sven.
And then we got Tinkerbell versus Pascal. Tough one. You're okay. Austin's going for Tink.
Pascal.
I'm going Pascal as well. Caitlin, do you want to go to the chat first?
Yeah, let's go to the chat first. Let's go to the chat first. Let me have a minute.
Like Pascal's cute and like around.
That's fair.
Actually,
Pascal's
That's fair.
kind.
I think that, yeah.
Pascal's kind.
I would say that Tink has more there too. I just think that she's kind of like
Tink rats them out. She betrays them.
yeah.
Pascal's
that's
so nice.
that's fair. That's fair. We're getting into the debate here. We'll see what the chat thinks, then we'll come to Caitlin. But Justine voting for Pascal, Rachel voting for Tink, Tacey and Molly voting for Pascal. 2 votes for Pascal from Jason and Leah. Kennedy and Caden voting for Pascal. T and H voting Pascal. Nicole says easy, Pascal. Kyrus Drews voting for Pascal. Llama Floof says that we don't understand the monumental pain that they've experienced so far. Forky voting for Tink twice. Pascal, 2 votes from T and H. Kay says another hard one, but voting for Pascal. Jason voting for Pascal. The Leffersons, welcome in. Thank you for being here. They say Pascal, so easy. And also, hello. Thanks for being here. Hopefully things are good with you. And Gracie and Matt, welcome. Thanks for being here, voting for Pascal. And don't be sorry. This is when it gets into the good stuff.
You didn't miss
Don't
anything.
worry.
No.
Forky voting, Terry voting for Pascal. And Nicole says, Tink isn't a real sidekick, not loyal. Caitlin, with all that being said,
Pascal.
Pascal. Why Pascal?
Yeah. Because he is loyal and true, and he's kind.
And he's
Fair.
kind. Exactly.
Kind, okay.
I love Tinkerbell though. I really do love Tinkerbell, but
That's fair.
Pascal is like the in the sidekick realm in my head. I'm going with Pascal.
That's fair. Pascal, moving on.
He still makes it.
Our final 2 on this side of the bracket, we got Pascal versus Timon and Pumbaa. Caitlin, you're sticking Pascal?
Pascal. Yep.
Austin? I'm also going Timon and Pumbaa. And I'm not changing now. Heidi?
Pascal.
Uh-oh. This one's going to be hard, I think. This one might be divided. I don't want to
Pascal's
influence
so
anybody.
cute.
Yeah, but he's cute. But Timon and Pumbaa are they're just awesome. They come back with him, risk their lives. Look at this picture. Pumbaa's risking his life with that apple. and they're singing a song. But I don't know. I'm worried. Kennedy voting for Pascal. Rachel voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Kay and Caden voting for Pascal. T and H, 2 votes for Timon and Pumbaa. Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Pascal. Molly and Nicole voting for Timon and Pumbaa. Hard one here. Tacey voting for Pascal. 2 votes for Timon and Pumbaa from Forky. Lama Floof says, I will be happy with either one of these. Losing, may the war begin. Justine voting for Timon and Pumbaa. We'll see what other votes come through. But why were you guys voting for Pascal? What's your rationale?
I already said my rationale.
Because he's cute and kind?
He's cute and kind, and he's been with Rapunzel through everything, and he is so loyal and true. And if you've seen the little short of what he does to go get that ring for those two when they get married,
it's cute.
He is just a little baby boy.
Terry and Kirst, Drew's also voting for Pascal.
It's tied.
It's tied. This is gonna be. I don't know. This is a tough one. We got a tie. Any other votes coming through for Timon and Pumbaa or for Pascal?
Pascal.
Voting for Timon and Pumbaa.
Gracie.
Duo.
Gracie. It's Pascal.
And maybe that's going to be 2 votes from Gracie and Matt. Who knows? But Timon and Pumbaa.
What?
Moving on, baby.
That's shocking.
Hang on.
Is that Matt?
Let's chat for a minute, guys. Let's just have a little chat.
Lama Floof says Pascal, so I can be a hero for once.
He hasn't voted yet.
But just now, there we go. So,
okay,
but still, no, Gracie and Matt. That's 2 people.
We don't know if
they're Forky already voted.
Yeah. Gracie and Matt.
Are you together right now?
Anybody else out there swinging votes? Timon and Pumbaa, Pascal.
The next vote does it, right?
Well, no.
Technically, yeah, but
we'll see. Pascal, the next one does it.
No. Depending if Matt and Gracie are separate. Yeah, there we go.
No!
Timon and Pumbaa. Are you aching? Yep. Moving on to the next round. Yep. There we go. Okay.
Gracie.
I'm shocked.
It's okay. There we go. Gracie and Matt coming through.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't know. That was hard. That was tough.
It's okay.
Now
we're back to.
I'm gonna leave. See you later,
Caitlin.
Here we go. We got Timothy Mouse on the right from Dumbo versus Rockfort from the Aristocats. 2 mice.
We're back to the beginning again. Here we go.
I'm voting.
See you later.
No, I'm voting for Timothy because he helps Dumbo.
I'm voting for Rockford, if that's his name.
Really?
Yeah, I'm voting for Rockford too.
He's cute.
Austin, come on.
He is. Austin? I like him.
Timothy, he gives Dumbo that confidence.
I like his outfit better than Timothy's.
Yeah, he's a detective.
Oh my goodness. I also love the Aristocats as well. But I think Kennedy and Caden voting for Timothy. This will be hard to distinguish.
No, it is.
Because
of the peanuts.
That's fair. Kate voting for Timothy, Molly voting for Timothy, Rachel voting for Timothy, T&H and Gracie and Matt.
Justice for Rockford.
Voting for Timothy. And then Nicole, Kirst, Drews, and Justine all voting for Rockford. Lama Floof says, Caitlin, welcome to this bracket causes me pain. But Lama Floof, I appreciate that you keep on coming back every time.
Lama Floof, the true fan, true MVP.
Terry voting for Timothy Mouse and Jason voting for Rockford. Forky voting for Timothy. Jason says 1 mouse for me, and Leah will take the other one. Very funny. But Timothy.
Wait, which movie is this Rockford guy from?
Aristocats.
Oh.
He kind of comes
He,
in
like,
at
runs
first. He
in.
runs in. He dips his little cracker in their milk,
He likes
and
it.
then when they
And
get
then he goes and
kidnapped,
he
when they get
tells and
kidnapped,
helps.
he helps them when they got kidnapped.
He's a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why are we not voting for him? Come on, people.
Because Timothy and
But who is he?
Let's
Let's be real.
let's watch this
they're
tonight.
both out next round anyways.
Rock a sidekick to the Aristocats, I guess. Oh,
No, he's just a helper.
that's what a sidekick is.
I want to watch the Aristocats now. I want to know Rockford.
Good
Go
movie.
watch it.
Timothy Mouse. Moving on. Next up, Mr. Smee versus Turk and Tantor from Tarzan.
Oh.
This
Tough
is an
one.
interesting one.
And I put them together
Yeah.
just as, I don't know, both of them together.
So here's my question, Brandon.
Yeah.
Why didn't you put Pascal and Maximus together?
Because I think that they're both like super strong.
Because Brandon makes the rules.
No. No. In my research, when I looked up all the characters, every time,
His research.
listen, every time that I looked up stuff, like Jacques and Gus were together, Timon and Pumbaa were together, and so were these two. Whereas
Okay.
like Pascal and Maximus aren't together the whole time.
Give the sources.
Okay.
You know what I
He'll
mean?
drop the sources in the
No,
chat.
but what I'm saying is like,
Citation.
all these other ones that are together, like
It's
they're
okay.
just always all
It's
together.
okay.
It's okay. No, I was just curious.
That's why.
I think this one's pretty close, to be honest. They're both good characters, but I'm voting for. I'm voting for.
I'm voting for Turk and Tantor.
I'm voting for
Because
sorry, Caitlin.
I was just gonna say I love when Tantor goes, "Is this water sanitary?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
love him.
And just always gets screwed in these references.
Yeah.
I like the
Blue
scene
field
when Mr. Smee like shaves him, but it's like a seagull.
Yeah.
The Leffersons would have voted for Rockford as well. There
See?
you go. So
Thank you.
part of the club. Nicole voting for Mr. Smee, Tacey voting for Turk and Tantor, Kay, Mr. Smee, Rachel, Mr. Smee, Molly voting for Turk and Tantor. Trash in the Camp is a classic.
Mhm.
Wants to get some revenge for Phil Collins and vote for the Tarzan squad. Kennedy voting for Mr. Smee, Kierce Drews voting for Turk and Tantor. Same for T&H. Gracie voting for them as well. Tarzan's one of her favorite movies. A very, very underrated movie. Super good.
Thank you, Gracie.
As well voting for them. Forky, 2 votes for Smee. Yeah, he's always there for Captain Hook. Aye, aye, Captain. He's always there. Matt is also Turk and Tantor. Caden voting for Mr. Smee. Yeah, Nicole, Heidi's got to come in. She's like making me cite my sources apparently here for my research. Jefferson's voting for Turk and Tantor. Pamela, welcome and thanks for being here voting for Mr. Smee. And Terry voting for Turk and Tantor. I'm also going to vote for Turk and Tantor because I really, really like them and I think that they're fun throughout the whole movie. Mr. Smee, I think, is a good villain sidekick, but kind of just, lollygagging around a little bit. Jason as well, voting for Turk and Tantor. I'm honestly kind of surprised. I guess people love Tarzan, but they're going to move on here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Turk and Tantor are also just like hilarious.
Yes.
Like they're not in a lot of the movie, but they're so
No.
funny.
Next up, we got Little John from Robin Hood versus Thumper from Bambi. I'm going to vote for Little John because I like Little John. Right? Robin Hood and Little John. No, you know?
That's
Love-
our dog's favorite song.
Yeah. Little John. I think that, like, I don't know. You?
Yep. Little John.
Also Little John?
I'm voting for Thumper.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
True.
I love Thumper. I loved Bambi growing up, and I think Thumper is just like such a cute little wise character. Like for him being such a baby, like he always has like those little like knowledgeable, cute things to say. He's
Sure.
so cute.
That's fair. Where am I at here? Kennedy voting for Little John. So is Caden, Rachel, and Kay and Justine all voting for Thumper. Gracie and Matt are voting for Lil John. Hey, you know that guy, that rapper? That's who they're voting for. Yeah. You don't know?
Yeah.
Lil John?
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm laughing, because Lil, like Lil, Lil John.
Yeah.
Maybe nobody else has any clue what we're talking about.
Anyway.
TNH, 2 votes for Thumper.
Name 3 songs.
He's in Yeah with Usher. You
That's
know?
where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little John, Llama Floof as well for Little John.
I've lost
Casey voting
count.
for Little John. Nicole Thumper. Molly says they're voting for Thumper. How can you not vote for that little face?
I don't know.
C-Bant, welcome in. Thanks for being here, voting for Little John. Terry voting for Little John. Forky, 2 votes for Thumper. Pamela voting for Thumper as well. Kyrus Drew's voting for Little John. And see, Gracie meant to do it. That's exactly what I meant to do. See, we're on the same.
Little John.
Okay,
And
what
Llama
was
Floof, Little John on the mic.
everyone else's votes? Like ours.
I lost count.
Okay, I'm counting, but so
Caitlin voted for Thumper, and the 3 of us voted for Little John. Right,
Okay.
Austin? You voted for Little John. Yeah.
So it's Little John then.
Little John.
Little John.
Not to be confused with.
You gotta pull it up.
Hold on.
Hold
Not to
on.
be confused with.
You too bad.
Hey, Lil John.
It's yeah.
I know, but I just say, hey, there he is. Lil John. You don't know Caitlin? Caitlin still doesn't know. There's Lil John on the mic. But
Gracie, your emoji was perfect
yeah.
with the glasses.
Little John from Robin Hood. Not to be confused. Moving on.
Poor Thumper.
Poor Thumper. Next up, we got Magic Carpet from Aladdin versus LeFou from Beauty and the Beast. Who wants to go? Anybody?
Next.
Austin, what do you think?
LeFou.
Why? Because he's got good brew.
You're also going LeFou?
I think, yeah.
I'm voting for Magic Carpet.
I'm gonna vote for Carpet too, Brandon.
I think that very good character, lots of like, I don't know. I just really, really like all the scenes that Carpet's in. And Carpet actually saves the day when Aladdin and Abu are like falling down there. Carpet comes
He does.
swooping in it and saves them. So definitely I'm gonna vote for Carpet. Gracie says things I thought I'd never see on the line. Very funny. Where are we at here? Tacey voting for LeFou, Caden and Kennedy also voting for LeFou, Justine voting for LeFou, Molly voting for Carpet, Llama Floof and Rachel and Kyrus Drews all voting for LeFou. LeFou. I like it. Kay says another hard one, but the Magic Carpet. TNH agreed, 2 votes for Carpet. Pamela voting for LeFou. Forky, 2 votes for Carpet. 2 votes for LeFou from Jason and Leah. And then Terry and Jason voting for LeFou, and Gracie and Matt coming through 2 votes for Carpet.
I don't know if I counted right.
Well, let's go back and check, Heidi. We got this. No worries.
I didn't think it was going to be close.
1, 2,
and then
3,
it was.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for Carpet. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for Carpet.
You just said for Carpet.
Oh, sorry. 13 for LeFou. I counted LeFou first. LeFou is moving on. Next up, we got Iago versus Ed and Shenzi and Bonsai from The Lion King.
Iago.
Caitlin?
What?
I like Ed.
Caitlin's voting the hyenas. Heidi?
The bird.
A toss-up Iago. I just think that he has like a lot of good moments, and like the voice is just iconic. Let's see. Tacey voting for the hyenas. Kennedy voting for Iago. Jason voting for Iago. Molly and Llama Floof for the hyenas, and so does Rachel. Caden voting for Iago. We'll see what other votes come through. They usually all come at once.
What were our votes again?
2 and 2, right? No, 3 and 1. 3
For
and 1.
what?
For
Okay.
Iago. Iago has 3 from
Okay.
us. Kyrus Drew's voting for Iago. Gracie and Matt, 2 votes for Iago. TNH as well, 2 votes. Kay for Iago and Pamela. And then Terry and Justine voting for the hyenas. I think Iago goes in the lead, right? 2 votes as well, though, from Forky for the hyenas.
Still Iago.
Iago. Moving on of these 2 villain sidekicks here.
Nice.
Next up,
Yay!
we got Rhino from Bolt going up against Lock, Shock, and Barrel from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Rhino.
Heidi loves Rhino.
I heart Rhino.
Super underrated. Iago as well getting 2 votes from Jason and Leah. Heidi, why do you like Rhino? We actually rewatched Bolt like 2 weeks ago.
Rhino because he is just a stand for Bolt.
He really is.
He risks his life. He just loves him, and I just love that. And I also like hamsters were my favorite animal growing up, so I love Rhino because he's a hamster. The end of my story.
I think that Rhino's gonna be like our darling on this like side. Like, same thing that Sven was. Because I mean, like, look at the 2 pictures in comparison.
He's so cute.
Look at those, like I don't know, those like sorry people on the right side there. They are not it for me. Lock, Shock, and Barrel. I am not a fan, so I'm voting for Rhino as well.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Lock, Shock,
Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Oh, kidnap Mr. Santa Claus. That's who they're
Love
going.
their song. Their song is
The song's good, but
Theirs is good, but lot of Rhino. Jason, Justine.
Bolt isn't even
Bolt.
isn't really that great of a movie.
it's a cute movie.
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, you didn't. You said Bolt wasn't a good movie until you watched it, and then
It's not that bad.
changed your mind.
TNH and Molly voting for Rhino. Rhino forever times 2. We love Bolt. There you go, Gracie and Matt. Terry voting for Rhino. Kyrus Drew says, I never saw Bolt.
You have to watch it.
Lama Floof, Rhino for Heidi.
Thank
Pamela,
you.
Rhino. Kay, Forky voting for Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Kennedy voting for Rhino. And Kaden with those emojis voting for Lock, Shock, and Barrel. But Rhino.
That's shocking to me, actually.
Moving on. Yeah, we got Rhino moving on.
Love him.
Super cute guy. Sergeant Tibbs versus Flounder. Sergeant Tibbs is from 101 Dalmatians, and Flounder is, of course, from The Little Mermaid. And why did I put this guy on here, Sergeant Tibbs, was he actually like is pretty important in helping all the puppies escape. So definitely a good sidekick. But which way do you guys want to go?
I'm going with Flounder.
Flounder?
Yep.
Awesome.
Sergeant Tim, though, like I do agree with you where he like really does like help out the puppies, but I am a Little Mermaid stan, so
It's fair.
I will vote for Flounder.
Flounder.
I'm voting for Sergeant Tibbs. Because I think that obviously he does a good job at helping all those puppies get out of there. So definitely going to vote for Sergeant Tibbs. Kennedy and Tacey and
It's
Rachel.
a massacre.
Yeah.
It's a massacre.
Yeah. Molly, Justine, Caden, Jason voting for Sergeant Tibbs as well. TNH, 2 votes. Kay voting for Flounder. Gracie and Matt voting for Flounder 2 times. Pamela and Forky and Terry. And then Kyrus Drew's voting for Sergeant Tibbs. But Flounder, moving on. We'll see how Flounder looks in the live action. We'll see how that.
Did you see the trailer? Like in the trailer, what it looked like?
No. So because tomorrow, like with the Oscars, the actual first like full blown like trailer comes out. We're gonna react to it as well tomorrow. But we haven't seen what he looks like at all. I've tried to stay clear because I want to be surprised for that reaction. So we're gonna have that coming out tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned. It'll drop around like 9 o'clock, I think, is when that trailer comes out. Nicole voting for Flounder, but this was a massacre for poor Mr. Sergeant Tibbs. Flounder, moving on. Next up, Lumiere versus Doug. I'm voting for Doug. You too?
Yeah.
Heidi?
Me 3.
Doug? Austin?
Yeah, I guess I'll vote for Doug too.
Okay.
That's what you would vote for.
Yeah, no.
Doug as well. I think he's also like, I don't know, like loyal and just so cute again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of.
No, I'm gonna vote for Lumiere because it was a sympathy vote for Doug. I'm voting for Lumiere.
Okay, Austin's going Lumiere. Let's see what the chat has to say. Tacey and Jason and Kay all voting for Doug. Kennedy voting for Lumiere with those candle emojis. Molly and Nicole voting for Doug. Llama Floof, I would agree. I think that Doug is going to be the sweetheart of this side for sure. Curious, Drew's Lumiere. Matt and Gracie are split here. Gracie says Doug and Matt Lumiere. Pamela voting for Doug. 2 votes for Doug from Forky. Justine voting for Doug. Rachel says this one's hard, but going for Doug. And Terry as well voting for Doug. Caden says this is evil, heartbreaking, tough to pick, but voting for Lumiere. I'm so sorry. Caden and Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Lumiere. Are we close here? And 2 more votes for T and H.
Well, I stopped counting.
Stop counting because I thought that
close.
Doug was going to take over, but I think it's closer than we thought. So
I still think it's
let's count for Doug. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think that's enough to say that Doug.
Yeah.
Moving on. Next up, we got a Diablo from Sleeping Beauty and Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. 2 villain sidekicks here. Caitlin looks so confused.
I don't think. Yeah.
Diablo.
Kronk. My vote is for Kronk.
Me too. Voting for Kronk. Heidi.
Who Diablo is? I'm voting for Kronk.
Voting for Kronk. Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
Kronk.
Kronk as well.
Kronk is a good sidekick. I don't
Yes.
know. I think that
He's
that
not
Kronk,
a good sidekick, but he is.
yes, I think that
Yeah.
he has some good potential to maybe go pretty far here. We'll see. Let's see. Lots for Kronk. Tacey, T and H, Terry and Rachel, all Kronk. Molly, Llama Floof, Pull the Lever, going for Kronk. Brooke, welcome in. Thanks for being here, voting for Kronk. Jason and Kay and Justine all voting for Kronk. Kyrus Drews voting for Diablo. Caden voting for Kronk. Forky, 2 votes for Kronk. Gracie and Matt, 2 votes for Kronk. And then Pamela and Kennedy all voting for Kronk. So Kronk is going to pull that lever all the way to the next round. Moving on. Next up, Abu versus Cogsworth. I'm voting Abu because Abu does a very crucial thing in Aladdin and takes the lamp from Jafar. Like early on, before they like fall down and get saved by carpet, he snags that lamp. So I'm definitely voting for him. You?
Cogsworth.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that he's kind of like a downer a bit.
No.
You know?
Yeah, I'm voting Cogsworth as well.
He's not a downer. He's just serious.
I guess. So maybe you could say that he does his job to a fault of being like a psychic. That he's very, very good at his job because he tries to keep the order.
Yeah.
It's fair. Caitlin? Abu. So we're split here. 2 votes for Abu and then 2 votes for Cogsworth. We'll check in with the chat. Lots of Abu so far.
Yeah.
Tacey and Kay and Justine and Nicole and Rachel all voting for Abu. Jason and T and H. Kennedy and Brooke all voting with Abu. Gracie and Matt, 2 votes for Abu. Caden and Kyrus Drews. Llama Floof says Clock Bro deserves some love. Molly voting for Abu. Pamela and Forky voting for Abu. And then 2 votes for Cogsworth from Jason and Leah. Terry voting with Abu. Lots of love for Abu. Very happy.
Animal sidekicks, I tell you.
Yeah, I guess so. Can't compete. Abu. Moving on. Next up. Henwen from the Black Cauldron. Caitlin knows. There we go. Going up against a strong character in our bracket. Going up against Olaf. See, Caitlin, you knew Henwen.
Vote for Henwen.
No,
Really?
you're
That's not you. I want her to have a good fighting chance against Olaf.
Olaf.
She's getting my sympathy vote. You guys all had a sympathy vote last time on the other side of the bracket.
Henwen.
Henwen's my sympathy vote.
So how do you know Henwen? From Villainous as well?
For villainous.
Yeah. But there you go. See, at least you knew. So Henwen, which is a movie that I haven't seen in a long time, like I said, because it scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. The Black Cauldron. So spooky movie. Where are we at here? Lots of love for Olaf. Kennedy. Brooke loves Olaf. So there we go. Voting for Olaf. Rachel and Tacey and Molly all voting Olaf. T and H and Justine, Kay, Kaden, Nicole. Obviously, Pamela's got that picture, so they're definitely voting for Olaf. Gracie and Matt, no contest at all. They're voting for Olaf. Llama Floof says Oinkers versus Olaf. It's just going to get robbed. Oh, sorry.
She's voting for
Got it. Version 2. Got it. Sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Olaf here for Jason and Leah, and for Terry, Forky, and then T&H says Olaf is a dreaming of some summertime hamsters. Oh boy. Olaf easily moving on, but Caitlin gave Henwen that one vote to have a fighting chance against Olaf.
Llama Floof also.
I know, but I'm saying, like, in terms of us, that Caitlin thought that she'd give a vote like out there to help Henwen, but Olaf too strong. Next up, another one that if you play Villainous, you'll know this guy again. Caitlin, do you know him? No, he is from the Great Mouse Detective. And where's his name? I got to make sure that I get it right. Dr. Dawson from the Great Mouse Detective. Yeah, he's going up against a pretty strong one here, Jiminy Cricket.
Who I don't think is a sidekick, but is here.
Really?
Yeah.
What is he then, Jiminy Cricket?
I feel like this doctor probably isn't a sidekick either.
Thanks, Caitlin. Jiminy Cricket's my vote. He's for sure. His whole purpose is to protect and help Pinocchio.
Yeah.
And that's his whole thing, which is what a sidekick does.
Jiminy
for Austin, Caitlin. Okay, I don't know. I'm always worried now that Caitlin's going to try to throw a vote to the underdog character.
I told you I have my one sympathy vote.
That's fair. Lots of votes here for Jiminy. We got Kennedy, Caden, T&H, Rachel, and Molly, all voting for Jiminy. Tacey and Terry, Nicole and Kay, all voting for Jiminy. 2 votes here for Jiminy from Gracie and Matt. Brooke and Kier's Drews. Llama Floof says the cricket dude. Pamela and Forky and Justine. So this is a sweep for poor Dr. Dawson. I almost clicked on him. Mrs. Potts and Chip going up against Hey Hey.
Also not sidekick.
Who Heidi also thinks that Mrs. Potts and Chip are not a sidekick. That's what Heidi thinks. What do you guys think?
I don't think so.
Really?
Because then every single character in Beauty and the Beast would be a sidekick.
No.
I will let it slide for linear because I don't think that Potts and Chip are.
Okay. I'm going to vote. I don't know. Mrs. Potts sings the most, like in terms of our bracket, sings the best ever Disney song.
We're not talking about songs here, Brandon.
Okay, but let's be real. That is not the best ever Disney song.
I know.
I don't want to get it. This I'm just going to get riled up again.
So yeah, you're going Hey Hey then, Heidi, or Mrs. Potts and Chip?
I don't know because I don't love Hey Hey, but the other one I don't see as a sidekick, so I guess I vote Hey Hey.
I'm voting Hey Hey.
Voting Hey Hey, Austin.
Chip and Mrs. Potts.
Me
well,
too.
I love that scene where they say, "Is there something wrong with your chicken?" And he's like eating a rock. He's like,
all right, yeah, it's funny, yeah, but
and he really is Moana's sidekick. He is with her through the whole adventure.
It's fair. Let's see what the chat has to say. Caden and T&H and Kennedy and Rachel all voting for Mrs. Potts and Chip. Nicole and Kay as well voting for Mrs. Potts and Chip. Forky, 2 votes for Hey Hey. Justine and Brooke voting for Hey Hey as well. 2 more votes from Jason and Leah for Hey Hey. Llama Floof voting for Hey Hey. Gracie and Matt with some votes for Mrs. Potts and Chip. Pamela voting for Hey Hey. Jason says Hey Hey because secondary characters are not always sidekicks. That's fair. Tacey voting for Mrs. Potts and Chip. Terry voting for Hey Hey, and Molly and Kier's Drews voting for Mrs. Potts and Chip. I think this one's close. No,
yeah, this one is close. I wasn't counting.
You weren't counting. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And
for who?
For Mrs. Potts and Chip. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 votes for Hey Hey. So Mrs. Potts, or sorry,
Cool.
12 votes. So 13 to 12 for Mrs. Potts and Chip.
Wow.
Next up, the Genie going up against Flotsam and Jetsam, or however you pronounce them, from the Little Mermaid, Ursula's sidekicks. See, like this to me, that like the Genie, like I guess, is on the same like wavelength as a Baymax then, right? Or no?
I don't think Genie is a sidekick, but I think Baymax is a sidekick.
See, I think that
I would consider Genie a sidekick. Sidekick.
No
as
way.
as I consider like Sisu as a sidekick.
yeah.
It's just bigger sidekicks. Like it's just like
He's a main character, though.
Yeah, I agree. He's a main.
It's a main character.
But like if you look at like in Frozen, Olaf's a main character as well. He's in the movie a lot, whereas like Aladdin and Jasmine are technically the main characters. Like Aladdin's the name of the movie.
Jasmine's not a main character.
Olaf is not a main character either in Frozen.
No,
I don't know.
But what he does in the movies, it's not like he's not there to advance Elsa's story. Like he's there, he has like his own little comedic relief bits that are jabbed in there. If they weren't in the movie, of course the movie wouldn't be as good and it wouldn't be as funny and whatever, but it's not like he's required most of the time to develop her story.
I don't know.
All I'm going to say about the Genie is if Aladdin didn't rub that lamp, there'd be no Genie. And Aladdin's the main character. So to me, he serves Aladdin. He's his like sidekick guy. I don't know.
Anyways, I'm voting for the Eels.
I'm voting Genie. Either way, I'm still voting Genie.
For the Eels?
Which is, that's just...
I'm voting Genie.
There's no way.
I'm going for Genie. Heidi,
yeah, vote for
all
Genie
that being
still,
said, still voting for Genie. Rachel and Tacey are voting for Genie. If anybody like agrees with any of these comments, let us know. Because
I was gonna say the poor chat.
It's hard.
Chat's like.
Because I think like okay, this was my rationale. If you were to do like a hero bracket, like would like you know what I mean? Like Aladdin would be that, not the Genie. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
You yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
What? Why is Aladdin a hero now?
I don't know. I'm just like trying to like think about like if you were to do like another bracket like with other characters, like I think that Genie fits more as a sidekick than any other like category. I don't know. Kennedy
okay.
Voting for the Genie.
He's
Jessica, welcome in. Voting for the Genie. Kay and Nicole voting for Genie. Brooke, Kaden. So many votes here for Genie. Genie as well from Molly. Genie. All the Genie votes. Llama Flute says Eels for the pity vote since I'm hurt. Jason voting for the Eels. Kier's Drews as well. Nicole says the Genie saved his life. And Caden says there's a reason it's called Genie Plus. There we go. So Genie, moving on.
Genie's a main character.
Okay. Next up we have, I got to pull up their names. Jacques and Trusty from Lady and the Tramp versus Horace and Jasper from 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, I thought it was Horace and Boris.
No, Horace and Jasper. I'm going to say Horace and Jasper because they are like the definition of like a sidekick for sure. No, Cruella hires them to do her stuff. They're like a sidekick to her. No?
I'm voting for Horace and Jasper.
Thank you, Heidi. Caitlin Austin?
I like the dogs better, but yeah, I guess yeah, you saying like Cruella hires them, like yeah, I guess it would be considered. I'll go with them.
You're gonna go them. Austin?
I'll vote for the dogs.
The dogs. Let's see. We got lots of votes here for the dogs. Justine and Molly voting for the dogs. Caden voting for Horace and Jasper. Brooke voting for the dogs. Rachel for Horace and Jasper. Kay as well. Nicole and T&H voting for the dogs. Kennedy voting for Horace and Jasper. So is TC. Pamela voting for the dogs. Llama Flute says, why do both of these images have the same color? That is very funny. Jason voting for the dogs. Jessica voting for the dogs. 2 votes for Horace and Jasper. Terry voting for Horace and Jasper. Forky, 2 votes for the dogs. And Kyrus Drew's voting for Horace and Jasper.
And what were our votes?
And then we're split, right? Because me and you voted for Horace and Jasper. They both voted for the dogs. Oh, okay. So then never mind.
So,
3 to 1.
So that's Horace and Jasper. 1, 2, 3. 1 for the dogs. So Horace and Jasper win by 1.
By 1 point for these 2 guys, Horace and Jasper. Moving on.
Crazy.
All right. Scuttle from Little Mermaid going against Archimedes, I think his name is, from Sword and the Stone. Don't really know, to be honest. Scuttle?
Yeah.
I guess based on like our definition, maybe he's not a sidekick as well, but who knows? Austin, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Archimedes.
Me too.
Because I actually like that movie, and Caitlin really doesn't like that movie. You don't. You every time we try to watch it, you don't want to.
We never tried.
Yes, we have. Anyways, I think that movie is. I don't think it's like the best movie, but I think it's better than it gets credit for, and so I'm gonna go Archimedes.
There you go, Heidi.
Scuttle.
Scuttle. Let's see what the chat has to say. The Battle of the Birds. T&H and Nicole
Yeah, that's fine.
and Molly and Kay all voting for Scuttle. Pamela and Terry voting for Scuttle. Kyrus Drews and Jason voting for Archimedes. Lama Floof and Caden and Tacey all voting for Scuttle. Brooke and Rachel and Kennedy all voting for Scuttle. And then Jessica and 2 votes from 4KM Dance for Scuttle, and Archimedes with a vote from Justine. Scuttle. Moving on with that Dingle Hopper.
We couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. There we go. Timothy Mouse versus Turk and Tantor from Tarzan.
Turk
and Tantor. I like them. 4 votes for us for Turk and Tantor. Super fun sidekicks. Let's see what the chat has to say. T&H voting for Turk and Tantor. Caden as well voting for Turk and Tantor. Kyrus Drews and Nicole as well. Turk and Tantor. I think we're going to have lots of votes for them. The Phil Collins squad. Turk and Tantor. Terry and Tacey as well. Brooke and Molly and Kay. Wow, I'm actually like surprised. I guess people really, really, really like their Tarzan. Pamela as well. Maybe these guys are going to have some upsets along the way. Kennedy and Rachel as well. This is about to be a clean sweep, I think, here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Any other votes coming through? Maybe there's going to be some for Timothy. Who knows? Forky. Such a good friend for poor Dumbo. Timothy. It's fair. So Turk and Tantor are moving on. Which I love his little smile here. Moving on. Little John and LeFou. I'm going for Little John. Heidi? LeFou. Caitlin and Austin.
LeFou.
2 votes for LeFou from Caitlin and Austin. So 3 to 1 over on this side. I don't know. I don't know. I just like the bear sidekicks, I guess, like Baloo and Little John, who are voiced by the same actor, which is very interesting. Lots of votes here for LeFou. I think it's going to be a clean sweep here for LeFou.
Other than you.
Yeah, other than me. Lots of love. LeFou and his brew. Probably moving on to the next round. I'm not going to pull up all the comments because there are just...
No.
I don't know. I think it's like very sweet. And I like sweet things, but I think it's like overly sweet. Yeah. To be honest, like we've only got I think once.
Yeah.
Because it has like that like marshmallow on it too, no? Like a marshmallow.
Yeah, but it's like not.
I know. It's basically just
You
like
like it?
over.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
It's fine. But lots of votes here for LeFou And Forky says Little John, not to be confused with Lil John. Yeah. LeFou. Moving on. Yeah. Iago versus Rhino. Every time that Rhino comes on, Heidi's face just lights up. She's so
Rhino
happy.
would be my sidekick.
He's cute.
Aww.
I love him.
So like if you could pick any of these guys to be your sidekick,
I think so.
it'd be Rhino.
He's my favorite sidekick now.
It's fair.
I just love him. Look at him.
He's cute. You guys, which way do you want to go with this one? Rhino or Iago?
Iago.
Caitlin wants to say Rhino so bad, I think, but I don't know.
I do, because he's cute, but I just don't.
I'm going Rhino as well. He's a really, really good sidekick to Bolt. And in that movie, we just rewatched it, and he's loyal. Let's just say that. Let's see. Kennedy voting Iago, Pamela, and Tacey and Jason all voting for Rhino. Justine voting for Rhino. Kay and Caden with votes for Iago. Nicole voting for Rhino. TNH, Rachel, and Kyrus Drews all voting for Iago. Llama Floof says Rhino for the Cinderella story. And Terry voting Iago. I think that we're close. A Rhino vote from Forky for Heidi. Rhino. Voting Rhino. So we got 3 votes on our end, right? For Rhino?
Yeah.
We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Rhino.
Yep.
Moving on. Because we got Gracie and Matt. Matt's Iago. Gracie, a Rhino for Gracie. And then Jason and Leah. 2 votes for Rhino.
Like a classic line.
Rhino?
Yeah, the one that
he
goes.
has like a time where he kind of says like he can't, you know.
Today's a good day to die, and then he goes and then he like runs up his ball, and then the thing falls, and then they grab, and then the cat grabs him out of there. And he's like, not today.
I like Rhino. He's sweet. He's fun.
Maybe when you're gone, I'll buy a hamster and name him Rhino.
Oh boy.
No one will stop me.
Oh boy, Rhino. Moving on. Definitely not.
You'll have little Hamtaro beside him.
Yeah, definitely not. We got Doug versus Flounder. Doug.
Flounder.
We're split.
Gasp.
Doug versus Flounder. Let's see what the chat has to say. Doug is just so cute. Look at him. I also don't even know, like is Flounder like what's his whole vibe?
Flounder's just like Ariel's bestie.
Okay.
Under the sea, Ariel doesn't have anybody that she like can tell stuff to or whatever, and Flounder is always there for her, and he supports her, and when she goes to land, he still supports her and tries his best.
Okay, that's fair.
It's Doug though. Doug wins.
Doug, I think, is they're in here. Tacey and Caden, Doug, Jason and Justine voting for Doug. Nicole voting for Doug. Jessica voting for Flounder. Terry and Pamela voting for Doug. TNH voting for Flounder. Doug for Gracie and Flounder for Matt. Rachel voting for Doug. Kennedy voting for Doug. Kyrst, Drew's voting for Doug. Case is very hard, but voting for Doug. Doug times 2. Doug times 2. What? Flounder and Doug. What are you laughing at?
I was also just thinking of Rhino when he goes, "Do my eyes deceive me?"
Rhino, yeah.
When
He's a good,
Bull.
funny character.
He has a lot of good lines. You have to go watch it.
You gotta go watch Bull for sure.
We'll watch it. Have you even seen Bull before?
I think like once.
You will like it.
It's good. Doug's moving on.
Well, hopefully you'll like it. You like doggies.
Kronk versus Abu.
Kronk.
Abu.
This one's hard, and I don't even like Kronk in that way, like in terms of like him being like one of my faves, but like, you know what I mean. I just not a big fan of that movie, to be honest, but I think that he's a really good sidekick character. But Abu does do like they're laughing at me because I said I'm not into him that way. That's not what I meant. I'm not into that movie that way. That I love that movie. I just think he's a good character.
To when you were talking, so I didn't know what you said.
But nonetheless, I'm voting Abu because I think that he does a crucial part, taking that lamp from Jafar, which I said before.
He's giving you the side eye too, eh, Brandon?
No, I'm like, he is right now too. Like, if you look, I'm like,
the other way, look that way.
Oh yeah, this way.
Do it again.
I'm going for Abu.
The other
This
way.
Lots of votes for Kronk, but also some for Abu.
Oh, that's funny.
Voting for Kronk, Justine, Nicole, Kennedy, and Kay all voting Abu. Tacey voting for Kronk. Brooke voting for Kronk. We got Pamela voting Abu. T&H, Abu. Caden voting Abu. Jason voting Kronk. Kiers, Drews, and Jessica voting Abu. Forky, 2 votes Abu. Gracie and Matt say that Kronk to sub, they're voting Kronk times 2. Terry and Llama Floof voting for Kronk. And then we got the eyes looking over at Kronk from Gracie and Matt. I wasn't keeping track though.
Me neither.
Nicole,
I think it's Abu.
I think it's a boo.
Me too. Which honestly, like, I'm shocked. I thought the people love. Oh, Jason and Leah. Does that change anything? 2 votes for Kronk. I think there was a big flow of Abu up top.
Yeah, like it might be closer, but I think.
Yeah, maybe Kronk has more too.
Let's see. Let me count here just to be accurate. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for Kronk. And then Austin voted Kronk, right? So we got 11. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for Abu.
Nice.
Abu. Moving on. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
He did. Because like that whole scene where it's like he thinks he has it, and then Abu after gives it to Aladdin, and it's like that sneaky little monkey stole that thing. Olaf against Mr. Jiminy Cricket.
Olaf,
Caitlin.
Yeah, I would say Olaf because I consider him more of a sidekick.
It's fair. Heidi, Olaf.
Yeah, only because I consider more of a sidekick because I love Jiminy.
I'm also going to vote Olaf because I think he's just super cute. I also love Jiminy though, for sure, but lots of Olafs. T&H and Nicole, Brooke, Tacey, all voting Olaf. Llama Floof, Pamela, Kennedy, all voting Olaf. Kay, Jason and Leah and Rachel voting Olaf. Gracie says she's voting Olaf. Matt is voting for Jiminy because he's weird. He just loves his guy, so he's always going to back Mr. Jiminy Cricket because he's just too cute. Caden also voting for Jiminy Cricket. Jessica voting Olaf. Justine voting Olaf. Jason says, I must be the only one having problems hearing Caitlin sometimes.
I think I just have a really shrieky voice, so I think that
I also think it's
your
like
mic is like on and off sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of like the headphones.
Like
maybe.
Earlier, you couldn't hear Austin as well, and now you
it's
can really
flipped.
hear Austin, and it's a bit harder to hear yours.
Yeah. It's okay, no worries. Here's Drews voting Olaf, Jason voting Olaf, Forky says voting the Cricket, giving up our age, LOL, and Terry voting for Olaf. Olaf.
For the win.
Moving on. Next up, Mrs. Potts and Chip versus the Genie. Both to be considered not sidekicks by some on this group here.
Me.
Genie all the way.
Genie.
You guys?
Genie.
Genie? Genie.
Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulty, so we're good now.
No worries. We're all good. Lot of votes for Genie, which is great. I love the Genie. Favorite character. Rachel, Tacey, and Kay all voting Genie. Caden voting for Mrs. Potts and Chip. Pamela and Kennedy voting for Genie. Brooke and Forky voting for the genie ×2 here. Justine and Gracie and Matt for the genie. Jessica voting for Mrs. Potts and Chip. Terry, T and H are voting for the genie, and Jason and Leah voting for Mrs. Potts and Chip. And Kier's Drews is also voting for the genie. The genie is going to be a tough one to take down, I think, in this bracket. We shall see, but the genie moving his way on to the next round. Horace and Jasper versus Scuttle. What a weird, how are these two still around? I guess we're
Scuttle.
Horace and Jasper.
Scuttle.
I don't know. Horace and Jasper like do their job for Cruella.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just said, how are these two still here?
I know. Like I meant like
both of them,
even Scuttle
too. Yeah.
Let's see. Pamela. It just jumped up on me. Pamela voting for Scuttle. Rachel, Scuttle. TC voting for Scuttle. Brooke is also voting for Scuttle. Kennedy voting for Scuttle. Jason and Leah for Horace and Jasper. Caden, Horace and Jasper. The Cruella movie really does them some justice. That's true. That was a really, really good movie, actually.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot.
Terry and Kay voting for Scuttle. Forky, Scuttle ×2. Llama Floof voting for Scuttle, and Kier's Drews voting for Horace and Jasper, and Jessica voting for Scuttle. I think that Scuttle
wins.
Is winning here for sure because of that surge at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Scuttle. Moving on, right? Nobody.
Scuttle, baby.
Scuttle, baby.
Yeah, it was Scuttle by a lot, I think.
We'll see if anybody votes after. I apologize if we're moving so fast, but we're almost there. Gracie and Matt as well. Scuttle ×2. So there we go. Scuttle. Moving on.
Scuttle with the facts, you know?
Yeah. Back up to the top. Turk and Tantor versus LeFou.
Turk.
And Tantor.
Me too.
LeFou.
Because of that brew? Or just no?
No, not because of the brew.
I
don't know. I think he really is loyal to Gaston.
That is true. Very, very loyal. Let's see here. Where am I at? Tacey voting for Turk and Tantor. TNH as well. And Justine as well. Rachel with a vote for LeFou. Jason voting for LeFou. Terry for Turk and Tantor. Llama Floof says LeFloof. I'm going against Phil Collins for the second time. Uh-oh. Brooke and Kay voting for Turk and Tantor. Pamela and Caden and Kennedy all voting for that. Sweet, sweet LeFou brew. And Jason and Leah, 2 votes for LeFou. Is LeFou leading right now?
Yeah.
Here's Drews with a vote for Turk and Tantor.
Wait, what were all your guys' votes actually?
All of us, like the 3 of us are Turk and Tantor, and you're LeFou.
Okay.
LeFou still winning?
No, it's LeFou is down by 1.
Nicole with a vote for
now
LeFou.
It's tied.
Gracie and Matt haven't voted, so we'll see. Turk and Tantor ×2. Gracie and Matt, that's 2 votes. That's tough.
Yes.
LeFloof. ×2 from Forky.
Tied, baby.
Oh, baby.
Okay, someone vote for LeFou.
Why LeFou? Because he's loyal.
Oh,
yeah, vote for LeFou.
Yes.
Lefersons.
Turk and Tantor.
Someone else, please.
No, maybe that's a Garrett and an Alyssa vote. That might be 2 votes.
Maybe not.
I think so.
What about James Michael?
Turk and Tantor for sure.
Oh no. Okay, fine.
Turk and Tantor.
Cut it off.
I will just say, Llama Floof, that's the second time going against Phil Collins has come to bite you in the
Austin
brackets. So,
Austin, keeping the receipts. Amanda, welcome in. Thanks for being here, voting for Turk. And Llama Floof says that Forky is an inspiration. I love it. We're getting so wholesome in the chat here. Turk and Tantor. Moving on. Ooh, this is a cute off. Rhino.
Look at that stance.
Rhino versus Doug.
Rhino.
And Llama Floof says that Austin's going to make them cry.
Austin's a bully.
The other villain.
Uh-oh. How the tides have turned. You're going to vote for Rhino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till the end.
I'm voting for Doug.
Yeah, it's probably gonna end here for me, but
Keelan
I'll vote
Austin.
for Rhino, Heidi.
thank you, Caitlin.
I'll Doug.
Doug. Are there going to be any other Rhino votes in our chat? Let's see.
You convinced me when you talked about him running with his little ball and getting stuck.
Got some, yeah,
So
some good lines. He's cute. Tacey and Rachel voting for Doug. Kay and the Leffersons as well voting for Doug. Pamela and Justine voting for Doug. Kennedy, Kierst, Drews, and Jason and Leah all voting for Doug. Nicole and T&H are voting for Doug. Kaden and Terry voting for Doug. Forky says that they're sorry, Heidi, but Doug times 2. Llama Floof, Justice for Rhino.
Thank you.
Jason and Amanda coming through with votes for Rhino.
Thank you, everyone.
And Jessica voting for Doug. Doug, moving on. But Rhino
had a good run.
I
was impressed.
For sure. Oh, and Gracie
He
and
did
Matt.
carry his own. He carried his own for a while.
He really did.
For sure.
Surprised.
2 votes for Doug. 30 friends in here. Thanks for being here, friends. Be sure to like the stream if you're enjoying it. And we're almost at the end. Stay tuned to find out who the best sidekick is, in our opinion. Doug, moving on.
I can't even remember who's on the bracket on the other side.
We shall see. Abu versus Olaf.
Olaf.
Yolof.
Olaf. Olaf's just too good. He's a heavy hitter, that's for sure.
And you know what? He has like the best one-liners for I think any sidekick.
That's fair.
Like really.
Yeah, and like Josh Gad kills the voice.
Oh, Josh Gad is so good.
I'm excited for Frozen 3. What are they going to do with Olaf in Frozen 3?
It's gonna be summer.
Who knows? Let's see. Where's our chat here? Just jumped up on me. Where am I at?
Yolof.
Jason voting for Abu. Pamela voting for Olaf. Rachel voting for Abu. Nicole, Justine, and Tacey all voting for Olaf. Kay voting for Abu. Amanda and Jason and Leah voting for Olaf. Terry and Llama Floof voting Olaf. T&H and the Leffersons voting Olaf. Kierst, Drews voting Abu. Brooke and Kaden voting for Olaf. Nicole says, where's Samantha? That's funny. Kennedy and Jessica voting Olaf. And a Forky with 2 votes for Olaf.
Olga.
Pretty easily. Oh, yeah. He will meet Olga.
Yolga.
That is so funny. His soulmate in Frozen 3, Olga. That would be pretty funny. Olaf, moving on here.
She'll be one of those rock trolls.
Next up, the Genie versus Scuttle. Scuttle had a good run.
Yeah, Scuttle had a good run, but
it's got to be Genie.
Yeah.
Caitlin, no way.
Don't even.
I'm gonna say Scuttle because
why?
he's sweet.
Come on.
Don't say, "Oh, Caitlin, come on." I've been voting for Scuttle the whole time.
Austin's thinking it over there. I'm just.
You didn't say it to Heidi when she voted for Rhino instead of Doug.
Yeah, but Rhino's her favorite sidekick. You don't really care that much about Scuttle.
See, I got a pin of Scuttle on my board over there.
You got any Genie pins over there? Any Genie pins?
Nope, I got none.
None? 0? Oh, it's fair.
Any Genie pin I've ever got, I gave to you, Brandon.
I appreciate that. Rachel voting for Genie. Kaden and Tacey voting for the Genie. Kay and Terry voting Genie. Llama Floof, Scuttle for the upset, please. T&H and Kierst, Drew's voting for Genie. Kennedy and the Leffersons voting for Genie. Jessica voting for Genie. Nicole says the Genie, again, saved Aladdin's life. Pamela voting for Genie. Forky, 2 votes for the Genie. Llama Floof says, Caitlin, me and you are the Scuttle believers. There you go. Justine and Amanda voting for Genie. So this is almost a clean sweep.
Yep.
Genie just poof that broom up and knock Scuttle out here. Genie, moving on.
He ruffled some feathers.
He did for sure. Turk and Tantor versus Doug.
Turk and Tantor.
The cuteness factor is just done.
To be honest, okay, so in like Tarzan,
Here we go.
no, I'm asking, do they have any like defining moments as like a sidekick? Like I'm trying to think. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if Doug does either, but
Yeah, because they help to save Tarzan and like get freaking Clayton out of the camp.
okay.
Clayton.
Let's see. What about you, Heidi? Really? Turk and Tantor. Okay. I thought you were gonna go.
No, because Doug beat. I know.
Oh, Forky says, Austin, your turn. How comfy is your couch?
I'll say Brandon and Heidi's couch is comfier than ours.
Rachel and Pamela voting for Doug. Nicole and Kay voting for Doug. Jessica and Caden voting for Turk and Tantor. Jason and Leah voting for Doug. Kieris, Drews, T&H, and Tacey all voting for Turk and Tantor. Justine and the Leffersons voting for Doug. Llama Floof has learned their lesson from going against Phil Collins voting for Turk and Tantor. Terry voting for Turk and Tantor. Gracie and Matt as well. Kennedy voting for Doug. Forky is voting for Doug. He was picked on and found his forever home in Squirrels. Amanda and Brooke voting for Turk and Tantor.
Yeah, Doug has a found family.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna
You guys
vote for
voted?
Doug.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
voting Doug. Heidi voted for Turk and Tantor. I'm gonna vote for Doug.
You gotta count it, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 votes for Doug. And you guys got 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Wow.
Turk and Tantor.
Nice.
Moving on.
Wow.
Wow. I had no clue that they would like move on this far,
This is crazy.
to be honest. Wow.
This is the one I was waiting for.
Wow.
Oh.
This shouldn't be now. This should be the final 2 on this side. But the random bracket generator, I guess, didn't want that to happen. Wow. This is 2 heavy hitters, that's for sure.
Do you want me to go first? Because I'm pretty set.
Sure.
I'm going for Olaf.
Austin?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Genie.
I'm going for Olaf because I think that Genie is the main character. So that's why I'm voting for Olaf.
Genie. For sure. Love Genie. I don't know. This one's gonna be close.
This one's tough.
Yes, Nicole, exactly. What? This is crazy. Caden voting for Genie. Tacey voting Olaf. Nicole voting for Genie. Kay voting for Genie. Jessica and Justine voting for Olaf. Rachel voting Genie. 2 votes for Olaf from Jason and Leah. Brooke voting Olaf. Terry and Jason voting for the Genie. Kennedy, Kieris, Drew's voting for Genie. 2 votes for Olaf from Gracie and Matt. Pamela and Llama Floof voting Olaf. T&H voting for Genie. The Leffersons say love Olaf, but Genie has to win it. Amanda voting for Genie, and 2 votes for Genie from Forky. I'm Dance. Olaf is cute, but Genie is a friend.
That's Genie.
Genie moving on. Wow.
That was close.
Very close. Crazy. I think like either of these 2 could have easily won our bracket for sure.
I was going to say, if anybody was going to beat Genie, it would have been Olaf, I think.
I agree. So Genie moving on. And our final on this side, Turk and Tantor versus the Genie. I'm voting for Genie.
I'll vote for Genie now.
But I think Turk and Tantor are better sidekicks. I'm gonna play the main character
As a sidekick category.
Yeah. Overall, overall Genie's probably a better character, but I think as a sidekick, Turk and Tantor.
Where's the line drawn
It's
here?
fair. Oh yeah. It's up here. I got it. That's fair. I don't know. I think I don't know. It's right here. Okay, let's see what the chat has to say. So
I'm going to say Turk
split?
and Tantor as well.
Okay, so we're split 2-2. Rachel and Jessica voting for Genie. Pamela voting for Turk and Tantor. T&H and Gracie and Matt voting for the Genie. Terry and Kay voting for Genie. Jason and Kyrus Drews voting for Turk and Tantor. The Leffersons voting for Genie. Forky, 2 votes for the Genie. Nicole voting for Genie. Caden and Kennedy voting for Genie. Turk and Tantor for Brooke. Justine and Amanda voting for Genie. Lama Floof and Tacey voting for Turk and Tantor. And then 2 more votes for Turk and Tantor. Jason and Leah.
No.
Genie
Even
still.
with those 2, it's still, yeah.
A lot closer than I thought.
Yeah.
And maybe there's some debate about the Genie. I understand, but
No, I just think there is such a difference between each sidekick. Like,
there's
really.
levels to it to me. Like
Yeah,
I look at it like there's
exactly.
levels. Like in terms of like earlier, like I'm trying to think like Creaky would be a sidekick, but not like on the same level as like Olaf and Mushu. Like to me, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's tough.
I agree.
Genie. Moving on to face Timon and Pumbaa in the final.
Isn't it funny that it's always Brandon's favorites that make it to the top?
Whoa.
Wow. I, to be honest, didn't think that Timon and Pumbaa would get this far. I knew that Genie would get pretty far, but sorry. This is yeah. I swear it's all random. I'm gonna.
I'm going Timon and Pumbaa for this.
It's fair. Caitlin.
I'm gonna go for Timon and Pumbaa because they helped Simba when he was literally about to be eaten by vultures.
Heidi.
The Genie.
I'm voting for Genie. He is just, he's like loyal to a fault. Super great friend. Let's see. Kennedy voting for the Genie. Nicole says, "Oh my, the Genie." Terry voting for the Genie. Timon and Pumbaa for Rachel and for Justine. Kay voting for the Genie. You could rename this to side characters, and then everyone's happy. Thank you, Lama. Kyrus Drews voting for Genie. Timon and Pumbaa for Pamela and for Brooke, and then 2 votes for Timon and Pumbaa for Gracie and Matt. Timon and Pumbaa for Jason and for Tacey. Jason and Leah, 2 votes for Timon and Pumbaa. Caden voting for the Genie. Jessica and the Leffersons voting for Timon and Pumbaa, and Lama Floof voting for Genie.
It's tied.
Tied
What?
up.
It's tied.
Really?
Yep.
Tied up in our final. Craziness.
Wow.
Wow. I think though, like out of the whole bracket, I think that these are 2 deserving people to be in our final.
Oh, for sure. Three deserving, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry. 2 deserving sides. Any swing votes?
No comments? Anybody?
T&H voting for Genie, but then Forky, 2 votes for Timon and Pumbaa, only because they helped Simba when he was at his lowest and came back to help him save Pride Rock. Nicole says these 2 are the best. I would agree. So I guess that means that it's
Timon and Pumbaa then, right?
yeah, Timon and Pumbaa
I
by
guess so.
Mhm.
Are there little
Wow.
votes going once, going twice, 3 times?
Done.
Done.
Too big. Oh.
The winner of did I count
No,
this one?
You can't.
No,
it was done.
It came in right when I was saying
No,
it.
you did it.
Yes,
It
I
was-
did.
No, Brandon.
I said it was done, and then
Okay.
you said
Well,
the winner. But it's
Amanda,
done.
thank you for voting for the Genie. But everyone says, "Oh, see, couldn't choose to break the tie." It's hard. This one was hard. I think this so far was our hardest like final, to be honest.
Yeah.
For sure, in terms of sidekicks. But Timon and Pumbaa, it's only fitting. They are true sidekicks. Everyone can agree. And
Yeah.
Timon and Pumbaa have won our bracket and are the top sidekicks. I think it's a good looking bracket on each side. Very cute. A lot of fun characters. Oh, Nicole with the controversial says Amanda came in.
Nicole, we already picked.
Not on our side.
I guess not on our end, because I guess maybe
It could
we're
be
like
delayed.
sped up or something, or delayed. Timon and Pumbaa have won our sidekick bracket. I think this was a great bracket. There's a lot of good characters.
This was a good.
That was a good. Yeah, it was good.
Good bracket. Lots of good ones. I think there were some that were like surprises, like to me, that made it that far. Like Turk and Tantor, kind of shocking how they made it.
Yeah.
Let me close this. But yeah, what did you guys think? Happy with that result?
No, that was good. Yeah, no, that was good.
It was, and I agree. I think like to end it out, it really like nobody can really argue that Timon and Pumbaa aren't sidekicks.
Yeah,
so.
that's fair.
Well, and even like I think there's just levels.
There
So
are levels.
It's hard to compare certain ones, like we were saying. So
Yeah.
I think Genie being there too is deserving
For sure.
as a
Very good.
character.
Do you guys have a like favorite sidekick all time? Everybody can leave theirs in the chat. Like if you have a favorite sidekick. Yours is now Rhino. Confirm Rhino.
Yeah, I didn't have a favorite
Fun.
sidekick at first when I was thinking of it, but now because of this, Rhino.
Mine's the Genie or Timon and Pumbaa. Like I think are both super good sidekicks.
I really like Pain and Panic.
Caitlin, stop it.
I'm kidding.
I really like Pain and Panic.
For sure.
I really like Hercules. So, and then they probably would be mine.
Caitlin.
I would say Pascal, but also possibly Sisu if you would, because I think she's in the same realm as Genie. So it's like you could consider her, but you could not. So
And Scuttle.
yeah, Scuttle is a phase now.
Yeah.
I need a Scuttle plushie.
That's fair. We got a vote for Forky from Forky. That's fair. I didn't really know, like in terms of like the Toy Story characters, there's like a lot like that could be, but I ultimately didn't put any in because I feel like they're all like on the same, like Slinky and Rex and Ham and stuff. They're all kind of the same. So a lot of votes for Olaf though. Genie or Olaf. For Nicole, Justine says my fave sidekick is Olaf. Timon and Pumbaa. BB-8's a good one. Mushu and Kronk. Pascal. Olaf and Forky says, we know, Brandon, your favorite's Kronk. That's funny. And Lama Floof says, thanks, and can't catch next week's. There won't be one next week, actually, which we'll talk about in a second because we have some plans that weekend because Heidi starts her March break. So we have some plans. We're not going to be here. But I'm going to minimize this and I'm going to pull some things up here to end our stream. If you're not already following us on Instagram or TikTok, be sure to. I'm going to put Caitlin's channel here again down here. Give me 1 second as well. If you're not already subscribed to her, definitely go check out her channel, of course. Lots of good stuff over there. And hopefully some stuff in the future with both of our channels in the summer. Who knows? T&H with a good comment. Would Phil from Hercules be a sidekick? When I looked up all my stuff, he was never mentioned, which is weird. Agree, Austin? Sidekick? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Is a Sven one? Yes, Sven is one. So definitely follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And here are some live streams coming soon. Obviously, we did the Disney Sidekicks one. We're going to rank some movies. We're going to do the perfect Disney World day, like choose your own adventure pathway. All together, we're going to rank some Disney villains. We'll do a pre-live stream before I leave to go to Disney. And then on my birthday, we're going to do a live stream as well. Caitlin's so sad.
Sad you're leaving, but happy.
Yeah. And in 2 weeks, I think this is the tentative date. Where is my little thing that I got to pull up here? Because it's not this one. Maybe I just didn't download it. I thought I did. Anyway, give me 1 second because I wanted to share this and I guess I didn't save it. But we're going to go live, like I said, not next weekend, but the weekend after is when this is scheduled for. And it could change, but we'll be sure to keep you updated on that one. But this one as well coming up is going to be like our big one for March. Obviously, it's March Madness, like I said. And this bracket, I think, is going to be a tough bracket. I think it's going to be lots of controversy here for sure. And I'm going to pull it up on this side. Sorry, I'm like stalling.
I'm like, what is it? This is bad.
What is the bracket? I know. I'm so sorry. Okay. This is going to be our bracket. A bracket of Walt Disney Animated Studios movies. So every movie that came out from Walt Disney Animation going to be thrown in a bracket. So many. I don't know why that random a firework is over Cusco, but apparently there's a firework there. I don't know why, but lots of movies, of course. So many things to put in that bracket. Again, a lot of a controversy there. And honestly, I'm excited to play before the stream because I did this again when I did the seeding based on Rotten Tomatoes, like the audience and the critic. You will never be able to guess like the top 5 when I did the averages. It's insane, that top 5.
What are they?
Have to come to find out. Come to find out in 2 weeks, Saturday, March 25th at 8 p.m. to end off our March madness of our brackets with a very, very big bracket. There's lots on there. But of course, hopefully you all had a good time here tonight. We had so much fun. And thank you to Caitlin and Austin for being here. We appreciate it so much. We hope that you all have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to post our trailer reaction when that Little Mermaid trailer drops in the evening to the night. So definitely check that out because we love doing those. And stay tuned this week. Maybe there'll be a pin video if we can film it. And then that live stream in a couple weeks. So lots of fun. So definitely we'll see you all very soon. And we hope you all have a great weekend.
And remember, it's always sunny.
And yes, as Jason says here, at least there'll be no controversy with what we're ranking. It'll be Disney movies. Very clearly Disney movies. Love it. Bye, friends.